Hi everyone, welcome to Awakening the Maiden 98. I am Moffan48, your host, joined today by Max.
Hello.
There's still a few people yet to check in, so we might be a little while before the start as I just pinged them to check if they're here. We'll wait no longer than like, say 5 minutes, but...
Who are we waiting on?
I will check now. Why is Solange not letting me check? One moment. Itu, Celie, Vaz, who I saw talking to Discord, so they're probably here, and Shadowpelt.
I think Verz is even in the lobby. Saul Greenman sounds like a nickname that Verz would use.
Yes,
Could be wrong about that though.
Sounds a lot like him. Okay, Celie has told me they're here and that they'll sign in soon. So
Okay, nice.
I'll just check in on their behalf and we can DQ them if need be. Okay, let's just look at the bracket how it is while we wait for now.
So Verz is saying in the lobby that Jay is going to be slightly late, but Jay is not in winners round 1, I imagine, by seeding, so
Yep, so that should not
be
matter.
okay.
ALittleBean. If you don't know, I think ALittleBean is the new name of Haxentrick. He's recently won some Moonlit Maiden Intermediates tournament as Red Hood.
Oh, really? A Red Hood player? Okay. I've seen some of these intermediate brackets. I feel like the definition of who is allowed in is... I must be out of the loop because it seems like it's not consistent.
Yes, it's very dubious. Ox signed up for the first one.
Ox did? Ox should not be allowed in that sort of a tournament. Did Ox win?
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I beat him to it. Then I got banned. So sad.
You're not allowed? I feel like
Yeah,
you should be in an intermediate tournament.
Yeah, but I signed up to one and there weren't that many good people in it, and then I kind of maybe played too well, so... And I also trolled in a lot of them. I was just playing alts and stuff, so... and still winning.
Because I saw Celie had entered an intermediate tournament. I feel like Celie's pretty good.
Yeah, that was strange. Okay, what time is it? It's 3 minutes past. Okay, still wait a little while longer. Okay, just Shadowpelt now. I mean, I banned myself because I felt only fair because... Wait, Fally, could I play right now? If I wanted to, could I join the next Moonlit Maidens? This is to see if I'm really banned. Okay. I'm not banned. This is so sad. I'm actually not as good as I thought I was. XD? I don't know. Are they in the lobby?
No, it's because Fally said I would let you join in the last two we had. Oh, I would let you join the last two we had. I thought Fally was saying that a player named XD had joined the last two.
Oh, I see.
But that's not what that meant. Whoopsie. I get it now.
Okay, maybe I can join the next one then.
Because it's on my screen and the aspect ratio cuts it into 2 different lines.
Okay.
So I thought I would 100% let you join, and then the next sentence was the last two we had XD. but it's just all one sentence.
Yep. Okay, I think we'll get started soon. I'll just do the callouts. I think we'll do Aldy vs Hunter first, and then Vaz vs PuddleDuck. And also Shadowpelt has been disqualified.
Unfortunate.
Usually they sign up early, so I imagine they're not here. Or checking early.
Shadowpelt, I believe, is the most prolific tournament enterer of all time.
Surely.
Alright, just let me know when I need to hop on the mat.
Okay, just doing the call out in Discord.
Is this MGCR thing versus Discord server?
Yes, they have raided this tournament.
I see.
Ah, people's names. Okay, should be fine. So Hunter's a relatively new player, but I believe they're already really good at the game, going off the fact I lost to them in the most recent spell, what's it called? Super Spell Sundays. That's all I know of them, to be honest. Should be fun to see them here.
Yeah, I've not seen Hunter play before. I imagine they play Storm given the avatar, so that'll be fun to see. New up and coming Storm player.
Yep.
A lot of Storm avatars in here. Although I don't know if Celie really counts as a Storm player. Celie's kind of an everything player.
That's true. Celie is a bait? What?
Well, because Celie's name is currently Bzzz.
Oh, is that Celie? Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to look for them before. I couldn't find them.
Storm Beast. I don't know. Buzzing always has been bees for me. I've never associated that with a fly.
Right, yeah, I'd see it more as bees, even though flies do it, of course. Oh yeah, the stream bracket is wrong. I am very sorry, I forgot to update it because Shadowpelt has been disqualified. Whoops.
Yeah, you said we were going to start with Aldy versus Hunter, right?
Yep, out on the mat now.
All right, yep. Just want to make sure I don't spec the wrong one. All right, so I believe I have seen Aldy before, but I've never caught Hunter's play.
Same here. Haxen.
Oh, Aldy is tagged as expert. Wow, is
Yeah.
that legitimate or is that like a meme?
I've played them once since then, but they seem strong. I think it is legitimate.
Sometimes people just wear tags randomly, but okay, legitimate. Cool. That's a player who managed to start playing and become expert with me barely being aware of them. I guess that's how out of the loop I am. I'm excited to see all these play if they're a legitimate new expert player.
Yep. They started with Spellbound Season 2, ends up doing pretty well in Unbound, getting like third or so, I believe. It's quite an upset at the time for them to get such a high placement, it seems like.
Hello, AxemJinx. Good to see you. I don't know how old that message is. I don't have two monitors, so I'm going to be looking at Twitch intermittently with the game.
I might have to sort some things out quickly.
Oh, well, they've started playing. Hopefully, that's okay. Apparently, Aldy got second in Unbound. Nice.
Oh, second.
Oh, it's a Storm Mirror. I thought Aldy played Worm. Right, yeah, I have not seen too much of this matchup. This, the only time I can really remember it last happening is when Jay counterpicked the Storm Mirror against QP, and when Zale played against QP as a Storm Mirror in one of the early qualifiers for Saya's Invitational.
I have never heard the name Windsail before.
You've never heard of Zale before?
Oh, Zale, I thought you said... Okay, sorry. I misheard the name.
When Zale played
Storm.
Storm.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that was forever ago. That was like right when I first joined the community. So it's been a while since we had two players who arguably made Storm at the time playing each other at a high level. This matchup, I think, is a lot about trying to make the other person use their defensive first, because it's quite a long cooldown, and the defensive really trivializes the walls because you can just go as far as you like. Making the other Storm use it first matters a lot. I've also seen situations where players get into chain melee. I don't really know what other way to describe it, where one person goes for melee and then that, you know, puts that Storm in slow movement, so then the other person goes for melee and they just go back and forth till someone messes up their movement. These players appear to be playing mostly for the walls, though, not going for any melee shenanigans. And Hunter takes the first card. I wonder what the ping between these two is, because this matchup is a lot more honest if it's low than if it's high. I can't really move much at high ping Storm Mirror.
I don't know where Hunter's from, but I think Aldy's from Southeast Asia somewhere.
Ooh, well, odds are this is rather high ping then.
Yeah.
Yeah, ping beast never change. Oh, got clipped by a wide there, it looks like, in full effect here. Although I guess if you're from Southeast Asia, you may have the Storm ping benefit, but your opponent in the Storm Mirror will also have high ping against you. So we gotta be ready for that.
There is a ping experience diff, though.
It looks like Hunter had an opportunity there to get a checkmate, but just kind of stopped pressing basic for a minute to reposition, and ended up getting hit for it. Going for some of these railguns. Ooh, manages to clip Aldy and take the first game.
It's a pretty surprising result for the fast game.
You know what? I think I actually do remember watching Aldy play Storm in Unbound, now that I think about it. So yeah, I've definitely seen Aldy before. Alright, bit of screen dominance here for Aldy. Lots of basics, but a reposition by Hunter manages to get out and snag a hit as well. Tie the game up. I think both of these Storm players seem to have a pretty good idea of how to position their clone in order to get maximum value out of it. But right there, Hunter, I think, maybe tried to force it a bit much, went for the medium charge basic when maximum charge still would do. Because when you go for a less than full charge basic as Storm, you're basically making the statement, I want to kill you right now, and I'm okay if you get out after that, because you weaken your setup so much.
Right.
In the long term.
Aldy has to use flash step there, getting walled quite well.
Yep, Hunter also forced a flash step. Both players out their defensive for the time being.
What's a really nice clone placement from Aldy to maybe finish off this wall.
The whole screen is Storm basics. There's like no free space. Oh, it gets the melee.
Is that a moonwalk melee hit?
That was so funny. Alright, the uncharged spam at the start gives Aldy a head start on these walls, but LOL gets caught by the wides, trying to get out of there too quickly. This is the one matchup where you must temper your movement as Storm. Storm wide will definitely counter Storm's own movement. That was an interesting wide.
It's been said a few times that Storm is a decent counter pick into Storm.
Yeah, I remember watching this video a while back. I don't remember who it was by, but it was saying that it's time for a. I won't get into this too much, but like time for a nerf when the best counter to A is A itself. like you should have B counters A and like A counter C, stuff like that. Something countering itself is generally healthy.
There's Aldy evening it up.
Alright, this is best of 3, or is it best of 5 these days?
It's best of 3 still. We only do best of 5 when Javaro demands it.
Classic Javaro. Tournament prolonger.
Oh, sorry, do it. That will be done.
Alright, bit of a tricky situation here for the Yellow Storm. Manages to get out with Flash Step. Oh, a double hit. I feel like positioning downward for Hunter there instead of going up. They could have sealed off the gap, potentially. Right here, getting boxed out. But manages to get the hit anyway. Ooh, great maneuvering around the tap basics by Aldy. Forces the flash step and gets the hit. And wide does its thing. One more card for Aldy to take this set. Early positioning advantage here for Hunter. Manages to corner Aldy right away and gets the hit. Ooh, I don't like this though. Hunter backed up after getting the hit, which allowed Aldy's basics that had been put out on the previous heart to still be retained relevance. When you hit Storm, you really want to go around the basics, so Storm has to completely reset up, and there's really no reason to allow Storm to use those basics again on the next heart. Especially in the Storm Mirror, where you can back up at hyper speed, you shouldn't have to worry about the revenge hits as much.
Ooh, some very nice movements from Hunter there.
I was expecting a DS there, but just manages to squeeze out with movement alone.
Saves them because they're forced to use DS right afterwards.
Yeah, that was actually really smart by Aldy. I was expecting Aldy to run forward, and Hunter did as well because they held wide, but Aldy just maintained bravery, sat there, let the wide run its course, and escaped as the hole opened up. This is not looking good for Hunter, or for Aldy. Wow.
Oh, and the melee hit. Oh, was that a wide even? I couldn't tell.
I think that was a wide, yeah. Ooh, poor clone positioning here for Hunter. You don't want it there.
Oh, this is a very good place. Nice movement. Hunter's out, down to 1 heart.
The cross up.
Oh my gosh, we're even.
Hunter, staying alive. This is a good Storm Mirror. Pretty even.
Yeah.
Alright, this time, Aldy not getting cornered right away, or I guess ended up getting cornered, but didn't start the match there, got backed into it as the match began. It's definitely good to hold center screen in most matchups, given the choice. I'm not sure who's going to come out of this one ahead. Oh, the tap basic from Aldy probably means this is going to go good for Hunter if they manage to get out. Yep, there we go. Got a hit. That was a risky moment. If Aldy had held wide when Hunter did that repositioning, that probably would have been a hit. Huge basic wall forming for Hunter. Will Aldy get out of this? Ooh, but Hunter stops pressing basic to remaneuver. It's so important. That's what made QP the best Storm ever, is that QP was able to hold basic while maneuvering everywhere that they needed to, and so the walls would just never stop. If you ever stop holding basic for even a moment as Storm, your walls really lose some of their potency. You want to be able to hold it non-stop. Nice attempt at a redirect from Hunter, but forced to DS anyway.
Oh, unfortunate. That is a bank on a basic. 2 hearts apiece now.
Alright, there's going to be a hole up top. Oof. Hunter uses DS instead of finding the hole, but manages to get a hit out of it. And now we're 1-1. Hunter going for the cheese, not confident in these walls in the clutch situation, and manages to get it.
There it is. 2-1 to Hunter. What a close set to start things. Usually the first set's a bit of a blowout, but not this time.
Yeah, that was a great set. Well played to both players. Good Storm Mirror.
So that means we'll progress with Vaz vs PuddleDuck.
Wait a minute.
Wait.
Oh, did Celie already change their name again? I guess so. This is no longer in the lobby.
Wait, who is Celie? Oh, Celie's probably Silly Gamer.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, looks like Vaz is in the middle of a match with J Feather. Whoops.
All right, let's see what's bracket shaping into. We have Itu over Pizza Melon, Celie over Tonar, Haxentrick or ALittleBean over Miss Me. Oh, is that a pun for Miss Me?
Oh, maybe.
It could be. Oh, and then we're gonna have Fally versus Hunter in winners. Celie versus Itu, Axem versus Haxentrick. Some good matches on the horizon. Microsoft Me. Oh, okay.
Wait, where are they?
Saul Greenman is under this pile, and who's Verse playing against again?
PuddleDuck.
Yeah, PuddleDuck's here, or at least in lobby, maybe
Okay.
AFK.
Okay, Vaz had stream ready, but I'm not spectating anything. Are they in a fight?
Yeah, we don't see anyone on a mat right now. Okay, now Verse is on the mat.
Okay.
PuddleDuck's got to join. There we go.
Okay.
Is this? I imagine this will be a hood mirror.
Imagine.
Nostalgic for my beginner tournaments. We had lots of hood mirrors in my beginner tournaments.
Right.
I feel like the community these days at the beginner level, or at least the ones that I watched, was slightly less hood dominated.
Yeah, I'd say
With
so.
like Coyote playing very well as Frost and stuff.
Yeah. There's still, of course, a lot of strong beginner hoods about, though.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't know a lot of them, but I'm sure they're out here taking names. Do you know PuddleDuck's normally a red hood player, or are they usually green hood?
I think red hoods, but I'm not completely sure.
Yeah, I imagine Ver's. Well, I guess on our screen, I forgot for a minute that this is local, so you can be any color anytime. Yeah, so you don't have to give up your color to the other player.
Yep. I occasionally just do it for the sake of it.
Ooh, nice catch with the basic wide from PuddleDuck. Hood's basic really is both basic and wide at the same time.
Yep. It's like Frost's focus basic too.
Alright, so PuddleDuck actually off to quite a strong lead, 3-1 against Ver's. Unfortunately, bonks a wide there. I don't know much about this matchup, so the main things I tend to look for are the ratio of charge, or focus to unfocused kunai, and like how much the hoods are deciding to charge their basics. Those are the main playstyle distinguishers. And wow, Ver's with 3 quick hits to take the first card after an early deficit. What do you think are some of the main distinguishing features between Hood's playstyles in the mirror?
I am clueless about Hood, and I apologize. I cannot say.
Oh, that's all right. Ooh, nice weave in between PuddleDuck's basic there by Ver's. Just to charge right in. That's like kind of how Worm often fights Hood. Yeah, PuddleDuck For a moment there, had no wides on screen. Managed to just reset them there. That's good. You always want to make sure your opponent's in wide in a hood mirror because, you know, it's all about bonks. So giving your opponent more stuff to hit, always a good thing.
Yep.
And you can work it into your flowchart pattern fairly easily. I don't know if the hood flowchart by Frog is still floating around the community, but it's just like the way to do offense that gets all your attacks out fairly consistently.
Well, Ver's going in for aggression here, but getting very punished. Down to 1 heart from 4 quite quickly. There's the card.
PuddleDuck manages to take that one. All right, Vanish forced, and here come the kunais. Verz manages to get out of the way, though. Yeah, looks like Verz going for a kunai setup here. Very well done. Traps PuddleDuck in the corner.
The hits on the wides, bit of laser.
It looks like PuddleDuck is going more for larger macro type movements, whereas Verz is trying to stay in the pattern and set up hood checkmates, I guess, if you could call them that. Just like good kunai traps.
Right. That was a pretty strong one, but PuddleDuck did manage to dodge it just by going to the top. Oh, that's brutal.
Ooh, nice top basics back to back.
Nearly another one, but the Vanish saves and gets a hit for PuddleDuck. It's the game.
Alright, let's see if Verz can take the next one and bring us to a game 3. You know if PuddleDuck has any sort of secondary?
I don't know. I've been fairly absent from the community lately. Whoops.
I see. I guess it's 2 absent players on commentary then. Oh, PuddleDuck's laptop fell off their lap mid-game. That's an interesting handicap to have to play around.
Still managed to win though.
That may have been in the first round where they lost. I had to
Right.
guess, but maybe not.
Maybe they managed to readjust in between rounds. Okay, we are back in the lobby.
All right, let's clear out from the mat.
Okay,
Okay, looks like it's the right set of players.
on the right sides as well.
Ooh, nice. TOs love when players join the same side. Yes, Aldy. I'm Max. The other commentator is Mothman.
Ooh.
I guess you may not know me well, but I used to be a prominent community TO and player. I hosted 7 beginner tournaments and some number of funny gimmick tournaments, like team tournaments, anonymous tournaments,
They were really
stuff
fun.
like that.
Can I reveal a secret?
Up to you. You may.
I played in Maiden's Anonymous.
I think I know that. I think I know everyone who played in Maiden's Anonymous.
I played on, under a different name, Leaky Screws.
Oh, that was you?
That was me.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure who that was.
Yeah.
That was you. Interesting. Okay. You were the most anonymous. You even hid from me.
That was fun to keep it anonymous after the fact as well. Anyway,
Oh yeah, and because you even messaged me that the bracket was visible. I was wondering why you'd even seen that if you weren't playing, but
Yeah.
you were.
Okay, anyway,
My
as we've been
intention
speaking, PuddleDuck has taken advantage for Hearts of 2 with on our last card. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I
Verz
cut you
playing
off there.
very forward here.
Okay.
That was a tight weave. Oh, the backstab there from the focus kunai gets Verz down to his last heart.
It's a very
PuddleDuck
strong
all the way at
advantage.
4. Going to be requiring quite the comeback here, but Verz gets 2 quick hits. That's how it starts.
but one bonk can
way
come very
Ver's
quickly in
moves-
this matchup.
Ver's movement looks like mouse movement, but I'm pretty sure that he's not a mouse player. Ooh, look at that. Kunai's coming in from the back. Forces vanish. That was a good attack pattern from Ver's.
That's that throw to
Swivels into the
PuddleDuck.
base.
So Vez actually managed to sort of make the comeback by bringing Puddle down to 1 heart, but then lost the heart. Couldn't complete it.
All right, another good set, another mirror.
This is Halls of Mirrors 2, maybe?
I think it would be 5. I think
Oh,
there have been
5.
4 Hall of Mirrors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I played in, I believe, Hall of Mirrors number 4, which was the last one, and that was actually my first ever tournament, was Hall of Mirrors.
Oh, neat.
Shout outs to Megan, the host of Hall of Mirrors.
Okay, with that said, we are finished with winners round 1, so we'll move on to round 2. And oh, there's a lot of good games. I think we should stream Itu vs Celie. That sounds like a close set.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any
That sounds pretty
preference
nice.
for the event?
Let me check what we have, but Itu versus Celie does sound good. Yeah, let's go for that one.
Okay. I guess other than that, we could do maybe AxemJinx vs Haxentrick, since we've seen neither of those yet.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Go out.
I have no idea what this thing Itu's talking about is, this play pretend M&S theory.
People in the Discord have been talking about the idea that Maiden and the story of Maiden and Spell is just a bunch of friends having fun together and there's no real stakes.
Oh, okay. I've actually still never played the story.
Oh.
I got this game purely for the multiplayer. One day, I will play the story though, just because.
It took me like a year and a half to get around to the story.
I have played all the True Magnuses though. I think I beat half of them. Oops.
What?
Classic mistake.
This is very strange. Okay, for some reason it didn't accept that there was a winner, even though I put the scores in. Okay, whatever.
Oh yeah, I did see that it looked kind of awkward in there. It was like 2-0, but it was still grayed out.
Okay, it's fixed. Yeah. Sometimes people come in the Discord and say like, how much of the story do I need to play before I try multiplayer? So it's like...
None.
Yeah.
They're different. Because you see it all the time as well with people who are really good at Toho, who join this tournament or join the server in general and think they're going to be amazing, and then they're just not. It doesn't really transfer over. It has some skill transfer, but not as much as people would think.
Yeah, there's a lot of gameplay very unique to M&S when you think about like your attacking ranges and such.
Yeah, the idea is also of macro dodging, redirecting. I think those things are the most important parts of M&S, to be honest, is macro dodging and redirects, and that's just a thing that's not really in single player bullet hells to the same extent.
Right. Okay, Celie's requesting a blue map. Maybe they're preparing
Celie's
glitch.
gonna probably go like blue sun or something and wants the camouflage advantage. Maven used to always go stages that blended in with his lich color.
It's amazing. Star Beast.
Oh, you can see the characters already? It looks like you load in slightly faster than I do. All right, Storm versus Sun. This is interesting. Long thought to be Sun's only winning matchup. Probably isn't, but some players got to have some copium.
Oh, you're going on the other end. I thought he was going to say Sun has more winning matchups. Okay.
Oh no, I have a very low view of Sun, but
Okay,
we don't need to get into that.
Yeah, it seems like a very depressing way to play the game. But
yeah, I've played against Itu somewhat. I think Itu's a very good Sun player. I have quite a lot of respect for the way that they play the character.
oh, Celie carved man into diamonds, tries to rush in, does not get the gamble. Down to just one.
Because I'd always wanted a new Sun player to teach when I was playing. There was like this huge long period where there was no new Sun players after me. And then I guess Itu was the first to really stick with the game, but I had already gone on hiatus at that point, so I didn't get a chance to pass on my Sun wisdom. But Itu looks to have done fine, regardless.
There's a brief period around the start of Spellbound 2 where there were just so many new Sun players.
I guess they all quit though. I don't see him in this tournament.
Yeah, for the most part. Always.
Itu's got to get out of that gap. Right, nice.
Yeah. Doesn't get sniped by the wide. Oh no, it's a hit with a basic against Itu.
Yeah, jump scared by that tap basic.
Got a bonk by Celie, levels it. Goes in for some aggression.
And something I like about Itu's playstyle is that they're very willing to go for diamond spam whenever the opportunity arises, which, you know, you got to keep your opponent honest with that.
Yeah.
And there we go again, some diamonds. Let's see if Celie can get through. Oh no, manages to hit Itu out of it, so doesn't have to try to dodge them. A Storm who's really on their game can just run through the diamonds on reaction, so diamonds are a little fake against this character if you don't have waffles already in the way.
Plus it's scary with the waffles.
Celie just holds forward, gets right through, well played, and gets the wide. The first card looked pretty bad for Celie, but Celie's bringing it back now, looking quite good in the second card.
Yep.
Needs to go down and in here. Oh, Celie doesn't see it in time. Cornered. Yep, there was a clear hole through if they wanted to take it.
Ah, never mind. This looks pretty fragile against Itu. Has to use Dispel. Just a tap basic.
That's a good opportunity to tap basic there, close off the setup right away. Something I need to watch for. I guess Celie isn't going for a bunch of revenge hits, but I think one thing Sun is really good at in this matchup is not letting Storm revenge hit her, because if you just stand and run in a circle and do triple focus basic, Storm can't do much about it. You kind of just have to hold that as Storm and let your invulns run out.
Okay. Also, Sun does have really good counter melee to Storm.
Yeah, that was a good wall there. Manages to get a checkmate through the diamonds. Gets forced out of that wall though. And
oh, nice move,
nice
inspire to that.
Alright, so Itu manages to sneak between Storm and the clone. This is the position you want in this matchup, but Celie manages to retake the favorable position and Itu steals it right back. Now this is where I would start going for diamonds. Ah, gets hit by wide. Alright, yeah, if Storm is actually too close to the wall, it's hard sometimes to form checkmates because the basics don't stay on the screen to stack with other basics. They just go out of bounds. So I think as Storm, you want to stay close to the corner, but not too close. And Itu take the first game.
It's the last hard game, very close.
Yeah, well played by both sides. We'll see if Celie goes Worm or something, or Hood.
Could be anything, really.
Celie should not be tagged as beginner. Celie's way better than that. Celie, tag up your real skill. Whatever you want to say it is, that's fine, but it's not beginner.
They use all three tags at different points, I think. Oh, Frost.
Interesting. I actually played this matchup against Celie like a day or two ago.
How did it go?
We'll see how it goes. What was that?
How did it go?
It went well for me, but Celie can improve some things and potentially win here, I think.
Interesting, he decided to start the game with a lot of unfocused basic. Oh, mixing in some focus now. Ah.
Wow, Itu, I have always disagreed with the rest of the Sun players on how this matchup ought to be played. And it looks like Itu does not play it the way I like to play it, but that's okay. I'm not saying the way I play it is necessarily correct. It's just my play style. I like to...
Oh, sorry.
I like to macro a lot in this matchup, but it looks like Itu is content to just sit inside the focus basic the whole game.
Gets bounced, trying to get greedy on those diamond spams. Can't manage the micro. But tries it again,
Yeah, just sitting in the focus basic spamming diamonds. Frost could just roll through that, though, is the thing. Oh, but Celie just doesn't, for some reason. Javaro moment right there.
Oh, just about. Oh, no.
So
Both
both players getting a little lucky there.
Caught on the way with diamonds.
I think Frost players need to learn to just press the roll button. You don't need to take the risk to go through diamonds. Just roll.
Then you've got to be worried about tap diamonds and such.
Yeah, to some extent. But if Sun's far enough away, that's not a problem.
I guess.
Because a lot of these situations, Itu's spamming diamonds from quite far away. So if you roll through, you can react to the tap diamonds, and then Sun's combo is over. But yeah, catching the rolls with tap diamonds is one of Sun's major win conditions, if you can position right for it.
So he's getting pushed up against this wall now that diamonds come out. Oh, but Itu bonks. So the hit goes the other way.
Alright, another wall going up, rolls right through and forces the dispel. I wonder if Celie's going to go for a stun now. Looked like they were going for it. Yep, there we go. Stun. Well played. Oh, the wall movement almost messed it up. Because if you stun Sun on the wall, the stage closing in can move Sun out of the basic. It's always funny when that happens.
2 bunks in a row. That is 2-0 for Celie. Oh, Itu, sorry.
That could have gone the other way, but the bonks at the end are unfortunate.
Yep. So that means we'll move on to AxemJinx vs Haxentrick, or ALittleBean, sorry. At least I think that's Haxentrick.
Are the players and losers supposed to play? We're getting a question about that.
This was up to decision. Let me think. What time is it? Yeah, they can play.
Well, it's going to be way different for me than it is for you.
Right.
For me, it's 1:42 p.m.
I mean, that gives me an idea because I know the hours are aligned and I can guess that it hasn't been an hour and 42 minutes since the start. But I could just also look at the time and that is much easier. Oh, and they are on the mat already. I believe this is Haxentrick. There's a chance this isn't Haxentrick.
Yeah, someone in chat said that it's Haxentrick.
Okay. I saw the Sun Priestess avatar and I was somewhat worried. And the beginner tag because Haxentrick is definitely not a beginner by now.
I've not seen AxemJinx play in a while. That'll be fun to catch.
Yeah, they did pretty well in the last tournament, getting fed.
Nice. Is Axem still mostly a Frost player?
They're a bit of everything nowadays. They're the best
It looks
characters.
like in the losing bracket,
Oh,
we
sorry.
a ton are taking out Pizza Melon. Oops.
I think the best characters are like Sun, Red Hood, and Frost, and Lich maybe. But I wouldn't be surprised by anything at all. Oh, this is the Lich mirror. I said I wouldn't be surprised by anything at all, but I'm very surprised. Why is this the Lich mirror?
Oh.
I didn't know.
Is LittleBean a Lich main?
I didn't know they played Lich at all. I thought they were just a Red Hood player, but I think they said they were going to try some new secondaries, so maybe this is that. This is the first time seeing it for me. Oh, Flower.
Ooh, unfortunately gets knowledge checked by that because the delete window lingers for a while. If you do a flower too soon after the first one, the original flower will just delete it.
Oh, AxemJinx eats a big chunk of the setup there. It's another hit.
Another mirror, I just realized. We're getting so many mirrors.
It's true. a pretty quick card for Axem.
Yeah, I think that this matchup eventually evolves to the point where you should never flower, but looks like these players are still willing to flower. But the last card's anything to go by.
Do you not think it has a use in just deleting problematic butterflies? Or...
Yeah, I think that's the best way to use it if you can get multiple butterflies.
yeah, there's a good chance for Axem that gets to it.
If ALittleBean could have potentially deleted 2 flowers and a butterfly if they could get the right position there, but it was a bit dangerous. Just goes for the flower. Big flower for Axem. Controls half the screen at this point. And that flower from ALittleBean is not quite big enough to eat it.
Yeah, but it does get 2 butterflies though, so it's still quite useful.
Axem's butterflies are quite well positioned. A nice triangle there. When the 2 next to each other are not synced up, so that's quite good. I like Axem's position a lot here.
Oh, very nice micro from AxemJinx, caught between a basic and a butterfly bullets, manages it. That's the first game to Axem.
Alright, looks like they're both staying. Another Lich Mirror. Let's see you take center screen control first. That matters a lot. Alright, Axem gets the first wide immediately. Bean also gets a wide. Pretty even stage control right now. But that was actually a loss on flower. So now Axem can set one up for free. Alright, Duck managed to get, or sorry, not PuddleDuck, ALittleBean managed to get one butterfly there. Could potentially delete both flowers with their next one. I won't need to. Alright, but now Bean with the majority of the stage control. This matchup can swing so hard, so fast.
Yep. Axem was interrupted from his flowers, that's going to be quite an issue. Still up on hearts, 3-1 to Axem.
Nice triangular butterfly setup there by Bean. I remember playing Game Freak in this matchup. What he'd always do is just like try to put butterflies in every corner.
Huh.
And just run around and dodge everything while doing that. There was only 3 butterflies up there for a moment from Bean, so definitely could have been placing them a bit quicker.
Well, that's a very large flower, deletes a flower and a butterfly.
Ooh, good flower by Axem, forces the hit. Very well done.
Yep.
Leave a Nobi fire there on that one. But the big flower back from Bean. Put a wide here, put a wide. Oh, Bean. If Bean had put a wide, probably could have caught Axem traversing through the bottom. That was a bit of a missed opportunity. People often just treat Lich's wide as like a setup tool, but it can be used as a wide as well if people are trying to circle around gaps that you create between your flowers and the wall.
How fast is the startup, do you know?
I don't know exactly, but it's fast enough to catch people sometimes.
Okay.
I think it's faster than Hood's, because those wides are kind of similar.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't look like Axem got hit. That was weird. Oh, gets 3 butterflies with that one. Bean does. Or sorry, it was Bean getting hit. But triple butterfly delete is very nice. But Axem's got pretty good screen control with the double flower. Nice alignment of butterflies there. Manages to force Bean away. Bean can't quite get a delete on those.
That's 2 out to Axem.
Alright, looking at losers, it appears we had Celie 2-0 over Vers, and in winners we had J-Feather over PuddleDuck, and Fally over Hunter.
Okay, and with that we will get started with winners semis, which begins with Fally Itu and then goes to J Feather Axem.
Those are some nice sets. It's like the old players versus the new. In the winners finals, that is. Each generation must choose its champion first.
Right. Although, can you call Axem and Jay from the same generation? I guess they're from... You can just lump them into old generation, I guess.
In a way, I mean, back in the day, Axem would have been considered new, but compared to a lot of these players that I've never even heard of, I would say Axem's older school than them.
Right, fair enough. Do you fight Bean? Now let me check bracket. Yes. Aldy doesn't fight.
There's a lot of there used to be some amount of discourse of what generation I belong to. People would often say I'm either the oldest new player or the newest old player.
More times passed now, so maybe you're cemented as old.
I view myself as an old player, personally. But people can see me however they like, I suppose.
I don't really think of myself as new or old, so I don't know what I am.
Axem and you are maybe coming from like a middle period, around patch 4 type of thing.
Patch 4.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Celie. Very kind of you.
Okay, Fally is on Wham. These two have played in tournaments so much, and usually Fally wins. Usually he plays random characters at this point. He is Wham.
This is, if Worm knows what she's doing, this matchup is really hard. Because you just, yeah, exactly, you do that. You run right through everything. And Fally's got the movement to make it happen, I believe. So we'll see how this goes.
Oh. Itu going for the Okizeme melee, but gets hit themselves.
Yeah, if Worm just does backup focused basic, it can be really hard to try and sit on her as Sun and do anything.
Yeah, Diamond Dash was called out very hard.
Yeah, there's a clear opening, gets right in there, very well played. You can't give Worm any openings if they're a good player. You have to build stalwart defense.
Do you think maybe Diamonds could be saved to get out of Novi Fire when it comes up? Oh.
Yeah, I think you actually are obliged to save Diamonds if you're playing against a really top-level Worm, because you have to use it to get out of Novi Fire. Although sometimes you can, instead of trying to use them for the escape, you can try to catch the dash in. It's a losing mix-up, but it's a mix-up you have to play nonetheless.
Okay.
I think Horai is the best player at this matchup that I've seen. Her game plan is just very solid. I think what I've learned watching Horai is that you can utilize the reverse side of wide, because wide you typically only think of as putting projectiles like in front of you unless you're going for melee. But the ones that it puts behind you, if you tap wide, you can definitely run behind those on the retreat to catch a Worm that's like following your movement.
Alright.
And trying to keep a wide between you and Worm at all times, just any wide, it makes Worm have to take a more curved pathway to get to you rather than straight on, and that will cause more bonks. Ooh, yeah, you can't do that. There are a lot of hard and fast rules in this matchup of what you're allowed to do and what you're not. You can't stand on Worm if you don't have Diamonds or Dispel. It's just not allowed, because you will die. You also cannot press Dispel if they're not pressing Novi Fire, because then you will die. Ooh, nice catch by Itu. I don't know if that was actually a necessary Dispel. A hit Invul might have still been in play, but I'm not sure. Yeah, nice escape there.
There it is.
Yeah, you don't want to put your wides out too far unless you're 100% confident that there's no hole, because a player like Fally is just going to go right in the minute you give an opening. There's maybe a chance to gain ground there as Itu, but Itu did not take it. Ooh, got out, nice. Yeah, that's way too far out of a wide. You got to start with tap and build out from there, because you just give the Worm a free opening. Sun's wides have such a large gap at that distance.
Oh, just about off cooldown. No Novi Dispel to save it too.
Yeah, if you have Dispel up, you should always be able to get it out because it is like special and can interrupt anything. You can never, like other characters can get stuck in attacks and not be able to DS, but that never happens for Sun. She can always DS. Get out, nice. All right, nice, caught the laser. That was extremely risky, but it paid off. Ooh, okay.
Set 2 to Fally. Very quick set.
Okay, that was some high-level Sun Worm. Fally played that really well. Itu did as well, but made a couple of rule-breaking moments. And it's also just hard.
Yeah, it's very aggressive, and I think that was punished quite often. So with that, we'll move on to J Feather vs Axem.
You're asking if it's best of 5?
I know this is best of 3. Celia, you're... Let me think for a moment. Has Haxen vs Aldy happened? Oh, it's still happening.
Celie wants to know if they're allowed to fight Hunter.
Yeah, I'm just thinking how many sets we'll have to wait if that happens, Vest doesn't. I think I'd like to stream that set.
Oh yeah, that could be a good one. Could be another Storm Mirror.
Okay, so with that we'll move on to J Feather vs Axem. Still on winners.
I'm excited for this one. They always have such good sets, historically.
Yeah. I wonder if there'll be any counter picking this time. Last time I went on a big rant about how interesting their counter picking is, and then J Feather opted to go exclusively Frost for the tournament.
Really? J Feather went all Frost? That's out of character. What did Axem play? Frost as well?
He started with Hood and then swapped to Lich, I believe.
Okay, so it wasn't a Frost Mirror and no depth counter picking happened.
Oh, there might have been depth. I can't remember all the details. They played 2 sets in the end, so each won 1. I believe the net score was 4-3 to J Feather. Okay, so J Feather did say something ominous about what they're going to do this tournament in one of the Discords.
Really?
What did they say?
What is it?
Wait. Oh wait, this was several weeks ago actually. He said he thought of something fun he could do.
Let's see what we get. I mean, J Feather just plays Sun these days, I think, right?
Red Hood apparently. He does play quite a mix of characters.
Red Hood Mirror? Oh, come on. All the matchup.
Bonk, bonk, kunai, wide, basic.
I'm not, I'll be honest, I'm not the hugest fan of this matchup, but they can do what they like.
Commentary for this matchup is always, at one point mentions how no one knows how to commentate this matchup. Because what happens, it's just bonks and people running into each other apparently. Was that a station? Oh no! That kunai was hidden behind the other kunai. I didn't even notice it was there, but J Feather got hit by it regardless.
I imagine Hood players could probably commentate it, but you know what? Thinking about it, I don't know if I've ever commentated with a Hood main.
Exactly. I guess Penguin occasionally commentates, maybe?
I've been on commentary just like solo. Obviously, there's been a group one in one of the Magical Mountains, but I know I've commentated with Rifle, with Horai, with Game Freak, and I think with Axem, if I recall, and with Illy. And none of those are Hood mains.
Penguin says he can't commentate Hood Mirror either. The game in J Feather's on 1 heart, Axem's on 2. Oh, look at this. Axem is running in. Is anything going to happen? Look at that dead zone. That's a hit. 1 heart apiece.
1-1.
What was that?
That was a risky movement there. It looks like Jay kind of forced himself into it, just ran right into the basic.
Whoops.
Managed to take it though. Ooh, that kind of reminded me of a Sun round start where both Suns press diamonds right away. It looks like Axem's getting quite a bit of time with no wide, which is just giving him a lot of freedom of movement. Jay needs to, there we go, press wide. There we go. All right, I guess I'll start paying attention to who looks to be doing more macro and who's doing more micro. That's often a way you can tell like who wants to go to late game and who just wants to get it over with, or who's more confident with their movement.
All right. Jacob was playing extremely aggressively. Why is he doing this?
I think there is some hood theory that this is the way you should play the character. Just get in there and tap basic.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, the dead zone is huge. Seems...
Well, tap basic, the dead zone is less big and it's just kind of unpredictable.
I guess,
like,
yeah.
endgame M&S meta, if you're doomer for the bad characters, you believe that their setups are so bad they should never land a hit legitimately, and the only way you can get hits is by being so close your opponent has to guess and not react to what you're doing. So you just got to get in there and jam.
Yeah, I've had all this conversation, but Red Hoods do typically... We've seen a lot of very strong Red Hoods do very well, and I don't think we're at the level where we can be so doomerish about things yet.
Nah, to me it seems like we had a lot of the very best players quit or go inactive, so we kind of regressed back to the point where that's not relevant anymore.
That's like new stuff we find as well.
QP, Game Freak, Illy, Horai all appear to be inactive. I mean, I practice a lot with some of the very best players there ever have been, so I'm probably more doomer than your average player.
Right.
About what you have to do as a low tier to win. Alright, I like that kunai positioning from Jay, but good redirects by Axem. Now getting to min walls. I feel like that was a good like hold basic mind game from Axem. Kind of got Jay to move in the wrong way and get a hit.
Just messing with his expectations. Jay now. Oh, that is the game to Axem. No time to speak.
Unfortunate wide bonks there at the end. Don Wood on comms. I don't know if Don Wood is comfortable speaking English to commentate. Unless that's changed recently. Who is Burnjul, by the way?
Who is who? I don't know.
Yeah, Burnjul. If you could post what name you go by in M&S. Unless you just also go by Burnjul and you're a new player, in which case, welcome.
I need to play this game more. Don't know so many names. It's so sad. Oh, you're Aldy. Okay. Hi, Aldy.
Ah, okay.
J-Feather's going Arc?
Oh! I think J-Feather might be going down the character list.
Oh. Wait.
Next game's Frost. That'll confirm it, I think.
Unless I go random next game.
Well, after Arc is Frost, if you're going down the list.
Oh, right, of course, yeah. Whoops. But they've...
And then random after that.
Why did they start with Hood and not Sun? Because they've actually only played 2 games before this.
Well, I think this goes through the whole tournament, so Jay probably played Sun the previous game, or the last game of the previous set.
Yeah, but they've only played 2 games before that, so...
Oh, in the whole tournament?
Yeah.
Maybe they started on Storm then? I'm not sure, but yeah. Huh. I guess the game count doesn't quite add up. We'll have to see what happens next game.
If there is a next game.
Oh yeah, it's only best of 3. There might not be a next game. This matchup is interesting. It's one I played a lot of when I was trying to become an Arc main. And I do think end game is very good for Arc, but getting there can be pretty challenging. A lot of Hood's pressure is pretty good against what Arc wants to do, because as Arc, you kind of want to chill in place while the moon comes down, and chilling in place is not what you want to do against Hood's offense. You want to macro it. So you kind of make life hard for yourself if you want to actually get hits.
Fortunate bonk on the stationary kunite.
I think one of the main openings you can get if the Hood isn't completely on point is when Hood's charging basic. That's a good time to debuff. I think Jay went for it a few times, but Axem's done a good job avoiding it. Yeah, that was a good read, because that was a reasonable time to charge basic. Trying to stack your basics on top of each other can also be a thing.
If a pincer movement catches Jay for that.
Yeah, it looks like Jay is either just not confident in getting to the late game or just getting bored and doesn't want to camp. Because I think this is a matchup where you shouldn't really even try to land a hit until mid walls. You should probably camp. Because the game is just so Hood favored early on and it's so Arc favored later. You should just try to bring the game to mid walls if you can. I do have to respect the red Arc though. Love to see it.
Oh no.
Oh, unfortunate. That's such a good setup, but bonked wide. The key moment. Oh, that could have been a clock. Probably didn't go for it. Not looking too good for Jay. Gonna have to make a massive comeback here, but that's how it starts. Gets a hit, and the walls are closing in. Ooh, I don't like this up close play though. This is so risky. You don't want to gamble when you're losing.
I think this is the fun thing that Jay was referring to, just going all in for no good reason.
Your opponent has so many more gambles to make than you.
Yeah.
All right, walls closing in. You almost got hit there. That'll be the game for Axem.
Whoops, looks like I accidentally credited Jay for the first game. That is 2-0 to Axem then. Which means we'll move on to losers next, starting with Celie vs Hunter, and then moving on to Aldy vs PuddleDuck.
Does M&S, or sorry, not M&S, does ATM run my color restart rules clause?
It says you're allowed to back out for any reason at the beginning of a card to swap colours or stage or whatever you want. So basically...
Okay, cool.
There they are.
All right, Hunter versus Celie. Let's see what matchup we're going to get here. Sun versus... Oh, wait, I'm in the wrong set. I'm watching Jay versus Vers.
Whoops.
Have they started yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, good.
Okay.
All right, here we are. I was about to say that character matchup doesn't make much sense. Wait, Hunter's only been playing 2 weeks?
And they beat Aldy? Wow. Yeah, that is ridiculous. The level's just gone up so quickly. Like, who's the person I'm thinking about? Do you remember ALittleBean?
I do, yeah. I remember ALittleBean.
How do you think she'd do if she were transported to today's era? Would she be even seen as impressive? Like, people today are just so good, so quick all the time. It's crazy.
I think ALittleBean would probably at least be an intermediate today, given the time to reacclimate to the game.
Yep.
Alright, so we have Sun versus Storm, Celie Sun. I recall Celie not being too confident in their Sun in the past, so maybe that's changed. We'll see how things go. Like the diamonds, keeping Storm honest. But Hunter's not going to fall to that.
Celie left it very late to dodge those basics. Gets hit as a result.
Yeah, as Sun, it's tempting to look at your opponent a lot to make sure you get the right setup, but you also have to make sure you're keeping an eye on yourself so you don't just fall into a trap like that you could have avoided had you been looking at yourself. Ooh, that's way too far out on those diamonds. You have to respect Storm's ability to simply hold forward. Ooh, nice diamond dash out, but it gets caught by the wide.
Wide is eternal. Oh, the clone melee catches Celie's card. Some round start melee attempts. No hits, but the spell is banned though.
Yeah, I think Celie's not respecting Storm's move speed enough, because Storm holding forward just gets through your offense if you don't have something close to you to kind of dissuade that. You can't just put things next to Storm. The dead zone is too long. Alright, now
So
that's a bit of a
maybe-
setup build, so there's a good time to diamond.
Are you saying like maybe more top basics could be good? Or top wide?
Well, not
sorry?
tap basic, more like tap wide.
Yeah, that's what I meant, sorry.
Yeah, you definitely want to have some amount of wides near you to discourage Storm from running through. And then if you do, you can play the mix-up where you put things next to Storm knowing they'll get ran through and then tap diamond to try to catch that. But you've got to be pretty far back, because even tap diamond's dead zone is kind of trivial for Storm to dodge if she's ready to do it and expecting it.
Some good melee play. Celie's in a very bad position here. Cannot maneuver through that down to just one heart.
Oh, see, that was another big mistake. Doing a wide after getting hit there as Celie was just put them in a position to get walled immediately. You need to reposition with your post-hit invuln. You can't start doing offense when you're in the corner. Because if you just let Storm set on you immediately again, you're just gonna die.
So Celie stays for honor, not because they believe they can win, or because they believe this is the right.
Oh, don't be there. What are you doing?
What? What? What?
What?
I'm so confused.
That was...
Oh, okay. Celie went to swap.
Okay.
I guess that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, Celie went to the corner. That seemed
Yeah.
like something that wouldn't be done in a serious game. All right. I probably am predicting this is going to be a hood switch or potentially a storm mirror. We'll see.
Celie just has fun with their character picks. There is no reason behind them most of the time, it seems. Or maybe there's just a reason that is like inscrutable. I don't know.
I do like commentating matches with Sun on the screen though, so I'm a little sad to see that go. My insights are far higher for Sun and Arc play compared to everything else.
With other matchups, you can at least say there's a hit. Whoa, DS has been used. That's all I can
Alright,
do.
so good screen position for Hunter. This matchup can snowball hard against you with Storm if you lose center screen and you're not a god at dodging like QP.
It's a really powerful flower.
Yeah, so now Hunter's forced into the corner. Celie's got all the position. Just has to not get checkmated somehow.
And another large
Interesting
flower.
chose to do a flower at the bottom there. Ooh, those are some good butterflies, but gets trapped. Yeah, it's kind of a pressure luck kind of thing, because getting good butterflies in this matchup puts you in a position to get killed a lot of the time.
Right. Very risky.
One fun trick that I've seen people do is if Storm's trying to cross the flowers with flash step, you can actually go and walk behind Storm to make the flash step go the other way to keep Storm trapped on the bad side.
Yeah. I've done this with We Are Dead, so it's very fun.
Alright. Ooh, got whited. I would have flowered there just to be safe. Celie on their last heart. Needs to be careful here. Should probably go for a flower. Yeah, there we go. Getting some good screen control. Ooh, does not see that indicator in time. Walks right into the railgun.
Cross tap flash step by the basic.
Alright, I like the wall of butterflies. Nice vertical spread. That's what you want here.
And a
One
flower
more there
dash
would be
into some
perfect, yeah.
pressure. Wow. No hits. I mean,
That's
hit on Celie, sorry.
Very good. Yeah, very good butterfly setup, but had to take a hit for it, unfortunately.
Hunter on 4 to Celie's 2.
Hunter's so good. Has this player really only played 2 weeks? That's ridiculous.
Yep. Crazy what happens today.
Okay, good recognition by Celie. Had to get out right then. There would not be another opportunity.
Apparently Hunter has some experience in fighting games.
Perhaps, yeah. I'm not sure how much a traditional fighting game background would help in M&S, though.
Oh, that is a great flash, clone. That is the set for Hunter as well, 2-0.
Wow, impressive.
That means Hunter's got a win over Aldy and Celie 2 weeks into the game. It's ridiculous. 2 people who have won the expert tag at times. So.
It's you saying that Hunter is a fighting game player, and his Fally says that he's been grinding the game every day. And I agree too that M&S is a fighting game first. That's something I've always thought, really.
Celie, no. Hunter's beaten
Celie,
another
I don't know how you I don't know how you'd rank your characters these days, but I remember Sun being a character you were less confident in back in the day. You should have played like Hood or Worm or something, one of the characters you're really confident in. Unless that's just changed lately, I'm not sure.
So next up we'll have Itu vs Aldy. Hunter's making people considering tag down, they're just too good.
I want to play Hunter.
See if you deserve the expert tag. Hunter might be the gatekeeper.
Oh wait, am I on the wrong set again?
Itu
No,
Aldy?
I'm not. I'm on Itu Aldy. Okay, I thought I was on Ver's J Feather again for some reason.
Okay, well we
No,
have
I'm on the right set. Sunstorm again. Okay. Let's see if Itu. Well, Itu said earlier that they don't like fighting Storm as Sun.
Ooh.
That was a good setup. I like that. You want to try and make Storm afraid to stand on you if you can.
Yep. Storm Beast's melee is very committal, so nice basic can avoid it and get a counter hit quite easily sometimes.
Yeah, I like these basics a lot. When you're getting cornered against Storm and there's nothing you can do, oftentimes spamming basics is the best out you have to just try and force Storm to move and not do a full charge basic. So I'm seeing some good matchup knowledge here from Itu.
There's the fast card.
Okay, classic Itu with the diamonds. Man, Itu really does look for every opportunity for diamonds. Going in. Yeah, you gotta be careful when you're not aligned on the same axis as Storm and the Clone. Because if Storm and the Clone are lined up and you walk straight towards them, you don't have to worry about wide. But if you're ever off axis, you have to move very carefully. Unfortunately bonked there. The triple basics did give Itu a hole to escape, but didn't quite take advantage of it. I think this is one of 2 matchups where regular basic is often better than focus basic. Usually focus basic is the way to go in most matchups.
Why is that?
It's because focus basic is more for protecting you, so when you press it on Storm, all she has to do is back up a tiny bit to get out. And what you want in this matchup is when you basic, you want Storm to have to let go of basic early and move a whole bunch. So a regular basic that sits dead center on her will force the largest amount of movement.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's why it's good to do regular basic against Storm. Oh, I
It does
did not
happen.
actually need a flash up there. If you put the diamonds behind Aldy. Very scary wides, but Itu does not budge. Remains brave in the face of pressure. Forces flash step again. Okay, that was some amazing anti-melee play, but unfortunately gets hit in the second round.
Aldy caught on the way in. Oh, that's another melee hit. Thanks to two.
Yeah, it's scary because against Storm, the melee isn't only in front of her, it also goes slightly behind her at full charge, so you have to respect all the directions.
Right.
While he gets caught coming out of the spell. And again. Oh, that was close. Barely got out of that basic. Yeah, see how Itu's placing the projectile slightly closer? This is more of what you want to do. Alright. Going for the corner here. And Storm needed to commit out earlier than that. Ooh, nice basic or tap wide to start. Another amazing melee setup. Yeah, Itu knows this matchup. Itu's playing it very well.
Aldy has to use flash step there. Card charge and basic inside the basic.
Yeah, those are the moments you're hoping to force with these basics. Alright, I think Itu needs to look for a reposition here. Oh, that was strange. Gets hit inside the spell.
I think they flash stepped inside of it as with maybe like the stun wave bug with the vulnerability, perhaps? I don't know.
Yeah, I think Dispel gives invulnerability in waves, so if you appear within it between the waves, you can die.
Alright. Well, that is 2 out of 2.
Well played. I'm impressed, though, by how good the newer Storms have gotten. Both Aldy and Hunter appear to be quite good. Making waves on the character, not letting Storm die with QP's absence. To the enjoyment of the Storm community.
The Storm heads.
Goodbye, Aldy. Thank you for playing. Alright, who's left?
We have
Who
Jacob
survives
versus
in the
Hunter next.
Alright, so this will be really telling me if Jay Feather is going down the list, because Jay will probably Storm Mirror if he's free to pick his character, but otherwise, it should be actually starting on Frost. Going down the list from Art.
Oh, they're already on the mat. No point pinging them. Whoops.
Wow, these tournaments are pretty lean and quick these days. It's only been like not even an hour and a half and we're already to this far in bracket.
Yeah, maybe we did a bit too much off stream, but oh well.
I think it's fine. You're running a tight ship here. I gotta respect it.
There's just so
Because
much
I feel like we've seen a
variation
lot of
in how much, like how long sets can last. Last tournament the sets took absolutely ages because every single set nearly was better, like down to the last card.
Yeah, we've got a lot of the same matchups like Sunstorm, and that's a pretty quick matchup generally, I find.
Yeah,
Okay, so Jay Feather's Worm.
a lot of quick ones.
This is another matchup I have a good amount of experience in. This one is very swingy because as Worm, if you get locked out against a really good Storm, it's hard to ever get back in. But I'm not sure if Hunter's quite at the level where he can permanently lock out Jay Feather from the game.
So what do you
So
mean
you-
exactly by lockout?
Well, Worm doesn't have a real DS or any way to cross a Storm wall, and Storm's wide and movement means that Storm will always have priority for position. So if you get caught behind a wall as Worm, you can often never get to the other side for the rest of the game. So like right here in this position, QP would never lose this game and would maintain the wall for all the remaining parts. So that's what I mean by getting locked out. So I think against the very best Storm there is Worm, you need to play incredibly like suicidally aggressive. You need to just go ham and try to end the game immediately. Like what Jay Feather's doing here is very good. Just get in there, spam, go for the win. Don't get locked out. laser is probably the best bet you have for preventing a basic. It's similar to how Sun basic can make Storm move. Worm laser can also force Storm to reposition in a similar way. Yeah, J-Feather doesn't appear to enjoy the laser button though. I think laser is Worm's best move. There we go, there's some laser. Yeah, as we get to min walls. Okay, nice DS.
Good movement around the charge basic by J-Feather as well.
I think Jay's got to end it soon or it's not going to be winnable. Has to end it like right here. Oh, so close.
Can always happen.
Yeah.
Oh, that is fast.
Oh, I would have Novi fired. Very well played by Hunter, managed to close it out there.
Worm is probably one of J-Feather's less experienced characters.
Yeah, I remember J-Feather telling me a while back that Worm was his least favorite.
Ah. Yeah, today he decides on Worm.
There's likely some shenanigans afoot with what's causing him to pick what character. We just don't know what it is. Alright, gets a nice wide there. Yeah, this is good melee play from both players, understanding the danger zones of the other character. Although I think it's good to throw in a Novi fire sometimes if Storm is too on top of you. Apparently, you know, I always felt for a while that you shouldn't Novi fire in this matchup because Storm can kill you, but Illy told me that if you position it just right, you can actually live always as Worm.
Okay.
So apparently you can Novi fire in this matchup.
Oh. Looks like J-Feather was about to get hit there. Gets the hit himself.
Yeah, small lead for Jay. Yeah, this... Alright, almost got locked out, but managed to find the hole. Nice wide. Catches the movement from Hunter. I think one of the hardest things you can do for Storm to deal with as Worm is like run to the side or behind Storm when Storm is trying to do a basic and just hold focus basic or like laser focus basic. Because it forces Storm to reposition in a really awkward way with an awkward move speed transition. And well done by Jay, takes the first game. Oh, looks to be staying Worm. Okay. Not a great position to start off, but Hunter does not close the gap. It looks like Hunter might not be as confident as you need to be running through those wides, but manages to catch J-Feather with the backing up melee basic. Yeah, I see a lot of really good attempts at a wall from Hunter, but I think what Hunter is doing is overlapping a bit too much with the clone, because if you overlap your basics, you just cover less surface area of the screen. So you want to keep some distance from the clone, so your basics don't, so they like overlap just the right amount to close off a checkmate, but not so much that you're losing surface area. Yeah, that positioning is much better. Goes for the not full charge, so went for a hit right away in exchange for the wall dropping if it misses. Jay takes advantage and gets out.
Oh, bit of lag there. Seems to be okay now.
During the secret beta for patch 4, there was a hilarious bug where you could get desynced to where the walls would only close for one player and not the other.
That's
so one player would just be unhittable.
I had that recently.
That's still in the game?
Yeah.
Oh wait, it looks like it's actually happening on my screen right now.
Something's happening. This is definitely not normal M&S. Maybe it's back to normal.
It's mostly normal. Oh, and Jay loses the heart. first hit. Oh, and second hit. Early lead for Hunter. Looking to bring this to a game 3. I would like to see a little more laser, and just as I say it, he goes for it from Jay. Oh yeah, that was a risky position. You had to either like gamble on running through or go for the redirect and hope that there wouldn't be another basic afterwards. A lot of the time, a way you can escape walls as a Worm in this matchup is line yourself up with Storm and spam laser, and then Storm will just have to give you a hole. That's one way you can try to get out. But you want like the laser to be your escape path. If it's vertical or something, then you'll only have force Storm out of a very small position and the wall will still be complete.
What's close now with J5 on just one half to Hunter's free. Goes for the risky play around the basics. Is this checkmate? It is, and that's we're going to game 3 once that hits. 1 game apiece.
Why is Vers want Itchy to play Storm? Alright, we got Red Hood from Jay now. This is more a character that I think Jay should probably win on than Worm.
Yeah, I wonder if there is some logic to these character picks.
I feel like there must be some randomness or rule happening with what the characters must be, because they don't make sense by what I normally know Jay Feather by.
Yeah.
Ooh, gets meleeed there. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Try and discourage the Storm from running at you with tap basics. Interesting, only going for 1 kunai there instead of 3. Goes for 3 this time. Alright, Hunter in the lead again. Bonks wide. Yeah, let's see if Jay Feather resets the wide. Yep, there we go. That's good. I like to see it's a sign for me the hood is locked in when they keep resetting the wide when the other player leaves it.
Right. Oh, this is pretty tricky space. Jay Feather has to use Vanish there. Well, I'm not sure why he didn't opt just to go down.
I think Vanishing was a good safe play because if Hunter held wide, it was pretty gambly whether or not you could get out regularly.
Alright. It's fair.
Because you had to make an extremely quick maneuver to get out, and that's when you just died a wide. Who almost catches with that basic, but Hunter takes the card, looking to make yet another victory in this tournament over Jay Feather. That would be a huge win for Hunter.
It's already been 2 crazy ones. This one would top it all off.
Oh, Jay Feather bonks the back of a basic. Usually you only see people back up and hit sun projectiles. Not usually Storm, but I guess Storm's also a character it can happen against. Hunter's still untouched this card. Nice macro, not even worrying about any of this pressure. Alright, Jay gets a hit, looking to bring it back. Yeah, what I really like about Hunter's play, and this might be why they've been managing to win despite lack of experience, is Hunter's just macroing everything. And it doesn't matter how your dodging skills are if you don't have to dodge at all. And Storm is the best macroer in the game because you can just go so fast around everything. This is the exact kind of way you should play if you're not confident in your dodging skills. Just go around it.
So I wonder how that'll fare up in walls then.
Yeah, it's less of a thing to macro min walls, so maybe that's what Jay Feather needs to come back into the match. Bonks a wide. Jay's got 3 hits in a row, looking to make this comeback. I think some tap wides predicting the macro might be in order. Or tap basics. But manages to bring it back. Well played by Jay. Doesn't want to lose this match just yet. Yeah, I want to see Jay predict the macro with like tap basic. That's something the like really experienced hood players, because I'm a big macro user. Good hood players can kind of punish me for it with their tap basics. But I play a slow character. Maybe it's not possible to do the storm. Who knows? I feel like it should be though.
I feel like J5's playing at too much a distance most of the time to get at.
Yeah, it can be harder when you're that far away. Alright, the walls are closing in. J-Feather is losing, but the game started to turn hard in his favor last time when the walls started closing in. Deficit grows though.
Of course, this is exactly the comeback he made in the last card. 2 hearts down, now just 1.
Ooh, almost. These wides are so evil. Hunter's really abusing Storm here. Oh no, gets hit by the basic. 1 heart remains. Hunter's starting to go for some cheese. Oh, and takes the game.
That's a fair expert win for Hunter.
3rd. Thought it was
I'm counting Itu and Celie and Aldy, because they've both won it before.
Oh, you're talking about like of all time, not necessarily today.
Today, if we look at bracket.
Hunter beat Itu today?
Oh, not Itu, sorry. Aldy and Celie.
Okay, yeah, Aldy and Celie. Well played by Hunter, making some serious progress.
Wait, Itu vs Aldy's already played? What? I was going to stream that, whoops. Okay, I guess we'll move on to winners then. That'll be Fally vs AxemJinx in winners finals.
I think we streamed Itu versus Aldy, because we had a Sunstorm match before this, didn't we?
Of course. Being very silly. Oops. Yeah, we'll do our winners then. Yes, we did. How have I forgotten something that happened like 15 minutes ago? Oops.
Oh, Penguin's here, but didn't enter. Both our winners players are currently missing.
Oops. Oh, there they are. Wait. What? Wrong way. Oh, okay. I was pressing my right movement keys and wondering why I wasn't moving, but I was against the wall.
Alright, Axem versus Fally.
This is a repeat from last ATM, where Axem played Lich mostly and ended up losing. Pretty close games.
What did Fally play?
Arc.
Alright, hopefully we'll get into this set soon.
Maybe Axem's not back yet.
Oh yeah, I guess not. I think Axem joined the map before leaving, so that would make sense.
And here we are.
Here we go.
It's Frost this time.
Frost versus Arc. Yeah, I think Frost does better against Arc than Lich does, personally. Probably, anyway. Early hit for Fally. Axem going in with the wides and the stun, but good escape by Fally, doesn't get hit. And manages to get the hit with basic pressure there. The classic Frost close-up, basic wide 50-50. That was some excellent layering. Uses both unfocused basic and roll to get better basic offense there.
Just a wave inside the clock that has many debuffs and a hit likely. Oh, not quite. Axem avoiding it so far. It is inevitable though, the paralyzed tick and the wide.
Yeah, that's some good evasion, but couldn't stay alive forever. Javaro is crazy at living after clock. When I played Arc against Javaro, he would regularly get clocked and not be hit. It was crazy. Javaro's just built different, I guess, when it comes to dodging.
Very nice opening mix up with the focus basic too.
I guess was reading a move forward there with that stun. Not bad, you don't lose much by going for it. And if you're right, you get a hit.
Axem
Nice
is moving
stun.
so fluidly. Wow. What a stun wave.
Just barely managed to not get hit by Moon with that. Very well played.
Oh my gosh.
Oh! Wow.
Right at the edge. A melee hits either side, 3 hearts to 1 to Axem.
Axem is living dangerously, but usually coming out ahead for it.
Again, trying for the cheeky stun wave, with Fally not in range.
Yeah, Axem generally doing a good job not getting debuffed as well. Fally's pretty good at debuffs, so nice job avoiding those.
Oh. Axem uses the clock to get out of the moon, and there's a stun wave with Fally against the wall. Cards are even.
Managed to avoid getting cheesed by the arena closing in. Nice wide. Ooh, I know that feeling. You go for the clock, but you just die before you let go. Always a sad feeling.
Very hard move to land. There's a wide on the edge of moon, catching Axem.
Right, Fally evens it up, 2-2. Alright, not the worst debuff to eat for missing stun, just death toll, and gets a hit regardless.
Rarely looked like world combo, the change in angle was so drastic. As I came on to Axem.
Alright, that's a nice start for Axem. Wonder if Fally's gonna switch characters. Oh no, just committing to Arc.
In case what they're most comfortable on.
Does Mega Blues say anything in this server these days still? You know?
I think they're doing like rabbit and steel chats maybe.
I'd be curious to see how Mega Blues would have reacted to an Arc player winning 4 ATMs in a row.
Oh, right, yeah.
Unfortunate round going so good for Axem, just getting hit, already down to 1 heart. Alright, starts to even it up. I think at close walls, this matchup you would think is really good for Arc, but I think it's actually still competitive because stun takes up such a huge portion of the screen. And if you miss 1 clock as Arc, you probably just lose. So
Do you mean because you can stun inside the clock, or why is that?
Well, if you try to clock Frost and Frost just avoids it, the cooldown on clock is so long, you don't really have any agency to preventing Frost from just running at you and pressing stun.
Okay.
as long as, you know, the Frost manages to go around Moon. It's just a pretty tough situation.
It's looking like it's going to be a quick game.
Frost has to play it aggro, though. If you play it passively at min walls, it's still very arc favored. You have to be aggressive.
It's a 1-all. Fally evened that up very quickly.
You'll take the lead in this set.
Whoa.
Good initial op by Axem. I think one thing I learned the hard way switching from Sun to Arc is I think Sun has one of the best round starts in the game. You just kind of can spam a whole bunch of projectiles right on top of yourself very fast. I think Arc is probably the worst round start in the Maiden spell. You're so weak and so vulnerable when the round begins because none of your projectiles really are right on you except basic, and that's so tiny at the beginning. So you just have to like run away and try to establish space. It's probably the weakest Arc is all game is right at the round start.
See, Axem has taken advantage of that, getting a few early hits in this set so far.
Yeah. I guess she's really bad post-hit and post-get hit as well. Her revenge hit situation is really weak for similar reason because you just go back to neutral, like round start.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
The call out.
A little greedy with that clock from Fally. Axem brings it to last heart. Starting to get debuffed though.
Oh, this Paralyze is very frustrating. Does not catch the roll. Paralyze is gone. Paralyze is immediately back. Doesn't matter.
Ooh, what? How did that work? That didn't look like a hit.
Transatlantic Gaming.
Some cheese there from Axem with the wide at point blank. It's minied.
Oh, very narrow dodge of the clock. Wow.
Yeah, that seems like a NA to EU moment there. I think that Fally could have reacted in time to land that if it was less than 100 ping.
Maybe.
A very good dodge on the stun by Fally. And gets caught going for clock again.
Oh, I really respect that stun wave. Definitely could have seen it working. That's a hit against Fally. Axem's looking so strong this game. On this set.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Fally intended to do a clock in the middle of the screen like that or just had to release it early to avoid getting hit.
No clock, so Axem was free to go in for some pressure there.
Both players dodging pretty well here.
Oh no, Axem's confused.
Got confused.
There's nothing he could do.
What a basic. And it's even.
Oh no.
And another basic. Fally bringing this one back big.
Oh my gosh. Axem lost 4 hearts in the span of like 15 seconds, maybe. Gets off to a positive round start.
Fally's got to be careful with those clocks. Keeps getting punished for them.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 times now. Oh, even more.
And again.
Axem caught on the way in by a basic.
Alright, avoids debuffs, so now has a moment of time to go in where debuffs are down, no clock. Arc's pretty vulnerable here. Oh, they both get hit, but that's a good trade for Axem because he's already winning.
Right. Oh, very narrow line. They're stunned.
And he's not confused and closes out the game, takes the lead.
Even if he was confused, he would have landed the hit because he went downwards for some reason.
Probably just playing it safe, didn't take the time to check the debuffs.
Ah. Yeah, Axem's pressure from roll is so strong. It's in a lot of focus basic 2 and wide. It's getting so many hits. Ah, I see.
Yeah, this is something you mentioned way back, but if we do Maiden's Anonymous again, you're going to be obliged to tell me who you really are because your identity being guessed will actually matter that time.
Right.
Because no one's going to guess a fake username is who you are. Alright. Round start going a bit better for Fally this time. Up a heart, going into the mid game. More offensive rolls. That one was a very little bitty roll. Nothing comes of it though on either side.
Roll meets clock.
Yeah, this moment. That moment post clock is so important not to get debuffed. Because if you can manage to avoid getting debuffed after Arc misses a clock, you have a clean window to go in for offense. But if you do get debuffed, you're just kind of... You're not going to be able to go at your full power for that key window.
And here's mini in this window, but a wide still. Mini wide, always powerful. Now one heart apiece after that basic. Oh, immediately Axem gets his revenge. Lets the card to Axem. Just one more to win the set.
Good going in while Invincible Arc is kind of helpless there. It's one of her weaker states. Slowed, so those wides were a bit longer than normal, but Fally was ready for it. Ooh, catching the inward movement with basics so well.
Oh,
Dodges this.
Nice stun, but wide is that?
Alright, it's cutscene time. That's what I call it whenever Arc confuses either Storm or Frost, because they really have no agency to do anything while confused.
Yeah. Well, if you're against the beginner, sometimes you can go in and just press wide. Hope it works.
Yeah.
You know, most experts and intermediates know to avoid that.
Fally trying to zone Axem into the basics with those debuffs, but Axem manages to find the key zone to stand in to be safe and takes an early lead. Poison, probably the weakest debuff. Not too bad to have that one.
Axem's having to make some really good movement around this wide.
Yep, playing pretty well. Oh, and dodges that basic and gets a wide at the zone.
This is pretty tough for Axem. Oh, doesn't manage the roll angle, gets hit by Moon.
I wonder if that roll was prompted by the fake clock from Fally. If so, that was an amazing juke to force the roll into Moon.
Yeah, because it probably would have landed the clock if they did go for it and Axem didn't roll.
Yeah, Fally does fake clocks more than any player I've ever seen.
Oh, such a tight dodge of the clock, having to go out and in to avoid the Moon.
Alright, managed to not get debuffed. Now there's nice key, a window for attacking, and AxemJinx takes advantage and will defeat Fally. Well played, Axem.
This is the first time Fally's lost a set in a very long time.
Yeah. Axem believing in Hero Frost paid off.
Courage. So that means we'll go on to losers next, which will be Itu vs Hunter.
Amazing that Hunter got this far. Should surely tag up to intermediate at this point.
Is 3 experts enough?
Well, I don't know if you should tag up to expert that fast.
I mean, is beating 3 experts enough to tag up to intermediate?
Oh, I mean, most people tag up to intermediate before they beat any.
Yep.
If I recall correctly, my set wins before I tagged to expert were J Feather, Javaro, Zorn, Meguka, and maybe Hobo Desert as well.
That is a pretty strong lineup.
Yeah, I had some good wins back in my day. All right, Sunstorm again. Lots of sun for me to take. I remember liking the way Itu played this matchup, so let's see if he can defeat the upset person Hunter here. Upset causer.
Oh, Hunter's off to a very strong start. That's a
that was a
card.
very risky position to go for melee and had to reposition before Diamond Beam to live. And gets wided right away. and another wide. Is Hunter like got super high ping? Some of these wides look like ping beast wides.
When I played with them, the ping wasn't too bad. But,
oh, that means it's probably high for me then, if it's good for you.
Right.
I've got to play Hunter at some point.
Okay, they have about 150 ping to hit it.
Okay. Interesting. That could be either direction.
It's a very good
Nice
diamond
tap
dash
wide
by
by
A2 to survive. Gets the hit.
Manages to catch the run in. Okay. Risky melee positioning, but goes in the dead zone to where Storm can't hit.
It's a very tough position. A2 can't micro. Although it was about to become impossible. And Hunter takes the first game.
Was that a wide? I didn't even see what hit there.
I think it was the basic.
Itu has no confidence, unfortunately, says I'm cooked between games. One for the diamonds. Alright, should probably keep going here. Yep, Hunter has been relying on macro and DS to get through the diamonds and dead zoning them, but when actually forced to dodge them, it looks like we got a hit. For Itu. But diamond dash is a bit too much into that wide there.
I've just realised the players might not realise this is best of 3. This is loser semis, so... Although if they don't realise, we could probably just do a best of 5, would be fine.
Well, I mean, this is game 2, right?
Yeah.
You just have to stop them when someone wins.
Yeah, but I sort of feel bad about that, because I guess your strategy could change based on the length of the set. Like, you know, if you have a chance to counter pick, or I don't know.
You gotta read the rules before you enter a tournament.
I guess that's fair.
Your responsibility as a player. Alright, I like what both players are doing. A2's walling out Hunter pretty well, and Hunter holding position not too close to the wall, but far enough away that walls from Storm's basics can still emerge. Ooh, and bonks, and A2 flawlessly takes that card, manages to unit up 1-1.
What is happening? Okay, it seems like...
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, A2 fall into the classic trap where you just try to melee Storm, but you just hold still and melees you back in the revenge hit in Vuln. Ooh, good dispel. Manages to get out of that bad situation. Oh, that was such a ping beast wide. It didn't even move. All right, wide back. Yep, that was a good time to diamond because there were some waffles in the way to prevent quick run through. Forces the DS. Should go for diamonds again here if at all possible, but has to tap diamonds, so that opportunity's gone. Yeah, that was a bit too far forward on that waffle wave. Gave Hunter a opening to get through, and Hunter took full advantage going for the hit.
Oh, A2 could not fit underneath those basics. Gets hit, loses a card.
Just barely gets out of that clone basic. Alright.
He's looking pretty strong against A2. Will he use the spell? There it is.
Here comes some more diamonds. No flash step available, but A2 does not keep up the diamonds.
A2's advancing with these waffles now. It looks fairly scary. Hunter does decide to flash step out of that.
Alright. Oh yeah. I predicted the diamonds and Hunter did as well. Went straight in. Got the hit.
Oh, that's a second hit. It's in a really bad spot there, post hit.
And as the walls close in, it just gets worse for Sun, so Itchy's got to start bringing it back. Gets a good hit there. That's how it starts. Oh, but gets wided.
It's very crucial diamond dash, but is it enough? No, Hunter beating Itten. 2-1.
Wow. Another win for Hunter.
That's crazy. Hunter's guaranteed at least third now. Wait. Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh wow. Hunter has to fight Fally. Okay, playing what?
Wait, what?
Is Hunter giving up to play Strife? I'm guessing it was a joke. I don't know.
Strive is a game. I feel like the problem with Strive is that every matchup is annoying. That's at least how I feel about it.
So it's just not a fun game then. Okay, so this one will be best of 5 because we are in the losers finals now.
All right, let's see if Hunter can take down Fally.
Okay,
They played in
Hunter.
winners. Oh, you're going for Hood.
They already have a secondary 2 weeks into the game. Okay.
I can imagine fighting Arc is hard if you're not like used to the matchup as Storm, because you're just gonna get debuffed while you're trying to build your walls and die.
Also, it's obviously quite hard to macro with that wide.
Yeah, so if you're relying on that, that could definitely trip up your defense as well. Fally playing this really well though. I don't believe I've ever played a set against QP as Arc, but I did play against Kuroko in the Swiss tournament as Arc.
Was that Sia's Fest Swiss?
No, that was the one that Rachel and Saya held together.
Right.
Unless that's one you were talking about.
That was, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, Fally's taking the fast card already.
Yeah, Fally is good at finding these openings to force Hood into a bad spot. If you can land debuffs, this matchup gets so much easier. Nice catch. Probably will go for clock here. Yeah, but nice vanish by Hunter, manages to escape. Hunter buys himself some space underneath the moon, manages to get out of the pressure for free. But Fally starts with the pressure again and gets a hit.
Oh, devious basic.
Alright, got a slow. That's pretty good. Okay, lots of debuffs coming in. Hood is very debuffed, should be able to get a clock here.
Whilst the micro uses the... Oh, is that a double hit? But doesn't matter, Fally has the heart advantage, so that is a game to Fally. Okay.
Hunter quickly abandoning the red hood. Probably going back to Storm. Oh, Fally's gonna go depth. Interesting. This is typically considered to be a horrendous matchup for depth, but Fally probably has a lot more experience in it than Hunter does. So I would say Fally is still the favorite here.
I think it's just one of the more fun matchups in the game, though. At least at my
I
level.
do enjoy playing. I think it's fun, but it's definitely quite challenging for depth to actually win in an even skill match.
Yeah. Always feels doable somehow, even though you get destroyed. It's a good movement by Fally around the basic, allowing nothing to be really set up. Oh, such good misdirection.
Right, Very nice flash step out. Probably will see a shotgun shortly. No. Oh, yep, there we go. And the immediate revenge hit by Hunter. So I think Depth has to close in the walls to get reliable non-cheese hits in this matchup. So Fally should probably just kind of hang out and wait for the walls to close in.
Does seem like he's had some good attempts so far though. Like there, forcing the flash step and Elite.
Yeah, flash step is a really good DS at getting out of Depth setups.
Oh.
And Storm Wide can also make it hard for Depth to reposition to catch the movement out if you just want to run away.
Right.
In a more traditional sense. Is Fally known for being good at Depth? I'm not sure myself.
They've played it before and they've took good sets off people with it. Like I believe they've beaten Itu with Depth. But Fally's got quite a few secondaries that they're strong at.
Oh, goes for the walk-up melee. It's funny from Hunter. Probably would have instantly died to shotgun if Fally went for it, but Fally didn't decide to pull the trigger on that.
So you know our ATM backgrounds are all based off the winner of the previous tournament. So this time it's Storm. The last 4 tournaments that Fally's won, it's been a different character because they play a random character during grand finals and still win. So.
Ooh, did not need a flash step there. Fally takes it. Yeah, Fally doing a good job redirecting these walls, stalling for a lot of time. Who even manages to force a flash step? Very good value.
And finds the gap. Oh, very quick shotgun.
That'd be a good attempt. Yeah, those opportunities where Storm's charging a little too aggressively are a good time to try and run it and get a cheese shotgun, and gets a cheese wide there as well. Nice. Has to wait a bit more on the walls though. Wait, what? I thought I heard the fire sound and nothing happened.
Oh, well, Fally was very nearly getting hit. Maybe that was some spectator bug.
Oh, I think I heard storm fire. They do have very similar sounds.
Ah.
All right, 4-1 for Fally. He gets hit, staying a bit too close to clone.
It's a very powerful shotgun, forces the flash step.
Nice shotgun again, and Fally will, I believe, take the set.
I know this is our best of 5, so that's 2-0.
Oh, is this only the first Storm Depth game?
I think so. Storm or something.
Weird that Fally would switch character in every game in this set, but in the set that he lost against Axem, stayed Arc the whole time.
Yeah, I think maybe he's just switching characters because he can. He feels confident that he'll win regardless, maybe. Or at least he's got the backup of the 2 games off. I think he's just trying to have fun.
Alright, Frost Storm. This is a, what I like to call a zero agency matchup. You just kind of stand there and hold focus basic and hope you win.
And there's more to it than that, but yeah. I guess a lot of what Frost is going to want to be doing is redirecting the basic, trying to survive as long as possible, and occasionally punishing Storm's more aggressive options.
I don't think Storm should be playing aggressive though. I think Storm should just sit back and wall and win that way. Good basic.
Always doing a good job here, taking up the middle of the screen, making it hard for anything to be set up.
Oh, walks backwards into the basic. Needs to roll here. Yeah, that's it's not gonna work. Oh, rolls right into the basic, and Hunter takes a quick first card. Looks like Fally's not quite comfortable with Frost's defensive options in this matchup.
Oh, what?
Random wide catches the movement.
That seems like such a long range wide. I feel like we're back in time.
No one's ever quite played this matchup the most degen way you can, which is just hold wide, run in circles till min walls, and then checkmate Frost.
I think we, like, as a community, just like to ignore that this is a fact. That this exists.
Yeah,
I want to watch or play that. Come on. Games are meant to be fun.
Now, if only people would not run through my offense's son in the same sense. No respect there. People just run right through. Good pressure by Fally, but Hunter manages to get through it. I like it when Frost mix in unfocused basic. It just makes the offense less predictable, so you can't autopilot it as easily. It's another wide.
Oh, very good stun. So there are moments you can
I do like stunning behind Storm, which is trying to start charge a basic if you can manage to get that position somehow.
Oh, so close.
So close.
Yeah, I forgot about that time. Javara did run around macro against Axem in one of the tournaments before, playing as like Worm or someone.
Alright, there should be an opening here for Fally to go in if he wants to. Looks like he does want to.
Seems like he's waiting for the basic.
That's a very...
charges. Oh.
That was a cool checkmate.
Yeah. Came up so quickly.
Hunter doing a good job not cracking under pressure. Manages to survive these basics while making a wall. Now, the clone being far off screen means the immediate pressure is worse, but there's going to be a lot of lingering garbage on the screen. It rolls right into a wide, unfortunate. That's kind of the hard part about using roll in this matchup, is you can just roll right onto a wide.
Yeah, a lot of times I roll into stun wave just to avoid the possibility of wide, which feels really bad having to ban both defensive options.
It's a wide on Hunter.
2-1.
Yep, one more hit for Fally, and they're back to grand finals against Axem, looking for the revenge. I wonder if it'll be more arc, or if Fally will try to win with a different character, if that does come to pass.
I was playing some Frost Mirrors with them before. With Fally, I mean. Maybe that's a possibility. Is that the set? 3-0 to Fally.
Well played, and we'll move on to grand finals. Oh, Axem, apparently Javaro did do that to you once. Yeah, Javaro is the dodge cheeser, so I guess that makes sense. All right, let's see if Axem can break the streak.
4 in a row. Could it be 5? Could it be 1?
So when you're counting wins in a row, did they have to have entered all the ATMs, or like, let's say they win 3 in a row and then just don't enter the next week and then win the next week after that? Would that be 4 in a row or just 1?
No, I'm just counting it as like winning. How do you say? If you don't enter, then you're disqualified, sort of thing. Okay. I'm just considering like the numbers. It's like the special thing is winning the ATM 1, 2, 3, and 4, for example, not like 1, 9, 11, and 15.
Yeah, got it. So,
but I think Fally does have an advantage if you look at it that way, because he just enters every single tournament. Most of the time, people streak ends just by not playing. Like the last times people had a free streak, they just didn't show up with the 4th one. So
let's see. Axem has Axem won an ATM before?
Yes, just one. I believe it was ATM 89, maybe. It was somewhere around that time. It's actually interesting. It was the first tournament in ages that hadn't had a previous ATM winner enter it. It's like whatever happens that tournament, a new person would win.
Oh, okay. Alright, so Fally's gonna stay a character every set. Probably Arc, I guess, then.
Here we are. Frost Arc, the matchup we always see.
Alright, round start. Does not get a hit.
Slow into wide. Some good micro by accident, but has to use some wave afterwards, maybe. Unless he intended for Fally to walk forwards, maybe. I don't know. Just at the edge of roll is a basic. Oh, some very good pressure, but Fally does avoid it right at the very edge again. Now, Axem in a very awkward spot, just about times that roll right.
Yeah, I mean, just to avoid getting clocked, very crucial. Both players playing right up in each other's faces.
Yeah, no DSs to worry about. Oh.
Nice wave, first hit back. Ooh, just barely dodges that clock as well. Axem has done such a good job not getting clocked this game.
Fally's in a bit of a corner, but manages to micro, not for long. 2 hearts apiece now.
Right, the walls are starting to get a little smaller. Another good clock dodge, but is in a bit of trouble here. Who redirects the basic above to leave the hole at the bottom. Very well by Axem.
They sort of retreats into the moon after the hit to avoid any post-hit shenanigans.
Well, it looks like Fally intentionally cycled away the bad debuffs, so is on the good ones again. Alright, back to the bad ones. Cycles them away. That time. Lands the clock, and that should be the game. Yeah.
Stun wave just not quite enough. Oh.
First card. Some spectator bug. You may not have been around for the worst of spectator bug. Were you around for patch 3?
No, I was not. I joined like a few weeks after patch 4 started.
Yeah, in patch 3, there was this bug where if you got hit while invulnerable, sometimes it would just play the get hit sound effect and visual effect over and over again, and it was so loud and jarring.
Yeah.
It would make matches borderline unwatchable.
I've seen clips.
For all the new players in the audience, I guess that would be new information to you as well. That was a while ago, though. Reminiscent of the first set there, Axem catches Fally charging clock.
Axem has not been able to find a way in for quite a while now.
Somehow manages to not get debuffed that whole time.
Looks like we could be going to min walls here. Oh, but Axem's in a really tough spot. Oh, the clock just about kept him. It's a definite punish.
Manages to get the moon in a spot that's livable. That's important. Got a wide one.
All debuffs, just spam wide, hope for the best. Sometimes it works.
I think being clocked causes Frost to play in a different way. And I don't remember exactly which Frost player it was. It might have been Celie at one point, where I actually thought they played better while debuffed than while undebuffed, because it made them play more aggressive.
That's funny. Down to 1 card each now.
Is this still the first game?
I believe so.
Wow, we're maybe in for a long one.
It's now 2 hours and 20 minutes into the tournament. Maybe it's not a short one anymore.
Ooh, rolls into the moon, unfortunate.
See a milk clock, and Axem's really trying to punish Fally. Gosh. Fally down to just one heart. Hands are toxic, it probably will not be so important. Oh, very good roll. Just narrowly avoids the time stop. Some good micro by Fally.
Not too relevant yet, and goes away. Wide here probably? Yeah, Fally predicts it, stands still, very good.
Oh, Axem was positioning so aggressively, gets hit by the basic.
Another basic.
No, it's an
Last
even
card,
card.
last card. The stun!
Just about.
Stun beats clock. Stun beats clock.
Fally was just a bit earlier, maybe.
Alright, that'll be game number 1 going to AxemJinx.
Yeah, some of those wide dodges were a bit silly.
Alright, no immediate aggression on round start. I feel like as Frost, you should just go in on round start and try to get a hit.
Yeah, Axem has got a few hits off it in the last set. Wonder why we haven't seen so much this time. Oh, it's unfortunate. 2 hits against Axem, basically round start. 3 hits.
And I think Axem's starting to play potentially a little bit on tilt this game, just going in, getting hit. Needs to recenter, stay calm, and play the style that we know he's capable of.
These clocks are so dubious. Wow.
Ooh, playing with fire there on that moon. Gets a wide. It's a tough comeback though. Can't get debuffed.
I think even just getting some hits in if you don't get the cards will help you mind going into the next one.
Alright, Fally cycles away the bad debuffs. Appears to keep track of them fairly regularly, that's good. I can feel a stun coming on.
There it is, but it's punished.
Good prediction from Fally, and that should be... Oh wow! AxemJinx gets around the moon, but still dies.
Oh my gosh.
There we go, that's how you should start the rounds. Well done by Axem. Just throw everything you've got at Art right away. Oh no, gets confused. Time for the cutscene. Takes a hit.
Failed QTE.
Very good stun, but... That seems like less stun time than I'm used to. I feel like you're usually stunned longer than that. Maybe that's just because I'm on the receiving end, typically.
Oh, he's managed to get in,
Right.
gets the clock, wow. Nice stun wave. Punishes it badly. Now Axem down to just one heart.
Needs to not get hit through these debuffs.
It's so scary. When Axem does get hit, loses the game. 1 apiece now.
Oh no, a clock already. Not good.
This time catches the ball in.
If you can land clocks, this matchup is so much easier than if you can't. You really don't want to give a dark if you can help it.
Winner clock this time. That's a stun wave.
I don't know if that was some lag or both players decided not to do anything, because that was kind of weird looking. All right,
Yeah.
Axem evens it up.
Rolls into a wide throat. Again,
Nice
a stun.
Manages to invuln through the basic and get a hit with that. Oh, there's clock. All right, just gotta not get debuffed here for a minute. Nice. Going in. Risky.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Cleans it up with a stun. Well played.
Those attacks were lighted so well.
All right, yeah, Fally goes for the risky round start clock. That can be good, but it always loses to round start stun, so you have to be confident they're not going to round start stun if you want to round start clock.
And although we saw nothing of it this time, the cooldown is pretty significant in this matchup. Gives Frost a chance to go in.
All right, Mini, not the worst. You can still move your character at least. Fake clock. Fally does like those. Revenge hit chance. Does not get anything. Fally wisely retreats into the moon, and another moment where both players just do nothing for a bit.
Probably waiting on flag.
Good layering, but Fally, just barely gets hit.
Oh, just about.
Stun beat clock.
Clock's too late.
Yeah, catching those rolls is so crucial, but you have to be preemptive to some extent because stun is so much faster than clock.
Yeah. No escape that.
I probably would have got hit on purpose to not be clocked if I had the choice there. I maybe wasn't thinking about that deeply.
Oh,
so risky.
It's a lot of spectator bug on my end.
Yeah, I'm getting some too. All right, nice aggression at the start, but Fally lives through at that time. It was so close on these wides. All right, trade debuff for hit. Usually a good trade for the Frost. Oh, it was a fake debuff, so definitely a good trade.
Old clock called out again. Pretty significantly.
Nice roll.
That.
Scary position made just to get out with roll. Frostwide is such a goofy move. Sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
And sometimes it does everything.
The tiny little gaps. Okay.
All right. Just needs one more hit to take the lead in the set.
There
we go. Axem, one game away from winning ATM over Fally.
To end the streak.
That's 2-1, right?
Yeah. Free answers. Can't reserve the brain power to count. You've got to put it all into the game.
The most stressed I've ever been in a game was when I was fighting QP. The one and only time I ever beat him. I almost got like, I think I was up 4 hearts to 1 and almost lost because I was so stressed out.
Yeah. It's like ATM 73 or like around that time.
I don't remember if it was even in an ATM. Or I think it probably must have been. It was probably the tournament when I didn't win it, but tournament performance I'm most proud of. I think I then lost to Jay Feather. But it was still, that was a crazy set.
I remember.
Yeah, I remember you were commentating it, so it must have been ATM.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've commentated anything else before.
Yeah, it's easy to start stressing out when the victory is so close.
Yeah.
You have to stay calm.
Oh, that is definitely a flop. Axem, of course, can't choose to bonk there because it's just on one heart.
Dead Zone camping was pretty good, but Fally wisely went into the moon to prevent that and took the card. Alright, Fally separated from moon. This is a good offensive opportunity, but the paralyze almost causes disaster. It's blocked. Yeah, and now rolls down. Debuff's wearing off, but just, wow, that was such a small dead zone moment there. Gets hit by the wide. Okay, nice wide from Axem. I feel like Axem needs to calm down a bit. He's taking some really big risks here. Wants to get it over with. Oh, so close. feel like we could maybe see a few more unfocused basic, but no frost expert. Maybe that's just not correct. Confused. And Fally was also in the clock, so it didn't actually matter.
Yeah,
But
that's
that was
unfortunate.
a crucial moment.
Oh, Fally's looking very likely to even the setup now. Rolls past the clock.
Just to knock it off.
Oh, this is very dangerous. Oh, but very dangerous for Axem, actually. Wow. No time for the punish.
It was coming down too fast. All right, Axem does not want to go to a bracket reset. Needs to take this game.
Ah, that's a bit of a trap from Fally.
See what happens in game 5. We get a reset. One potential thing here I think that could be fixed is when Axem does run up, he usually does wide. So that's maybe getting predicted by Fally by standing still. So run up basic maybe a bit more could be used to play around that mind game.
Right. That's good quite a lot.
Gets paralyzed into wide, not a great start. All right, that was a run up basic. That was good to see.
Oh, what an evil wide.
That wide. Albert bonks a wide as well, so we're down to 1 heart for Axem and gets confused and slowed. Not looking good for the Frost here. That was another cheese wide. Some of these hits this game have been crazy. I feel like Axem's starting to play so much more aggressive than before, taking more risks.
It's a lot of debuffs on Axem now. Oh, but finds a way in. Stunned safely.
Okay.
Oh, just narrowly avoids the moon.
I wonder how many of those debuffs were lies, because you only see 1 debuff on the Frost now. A lot of them probably were lies. Oh, gets a hit. And notably, I think chose to get hit rather than clock, which is probably a good decision.
Yeah, gets rewarded with a hit right afterwards. So it's like nothing ever happened.
All right, Axem starting to regain some composure. Takes the lead in this card, looking to bring it to final card. Well played. Forced Arc into the corner, got around the block. And now we're last card, potentially for the tournament if Axem takes it.
Ball's closing in before a hit. Axem first to bonk on that wide.
Ooh, almost got hit by some of those basics, but gets in there with roll, stuns Fally, and evens it up.
Yep, the wide into stun. Do you want to escape by going up? Or my stun's here to get
Yes. Some really good basic funneling by Fally, but unfortunately trades a debuff for a hit, which is not a good trade most of the time. Well, I thought I was going to get a stun there, but Axem does not go for it. Or maybe it wasn't on cooldown, I don't know. Currently confused, not an ideal situation. Cornered, rolls into one, and it's even. I felt like kind of like a storm moment where you roll into wide as Frost. Nice debuff. One more hit for Axem's all it takes to win the second ATM.
One more hit is all that's needed for a bracket reset.
Oh, catches the roll with basic, and Fally resets the bracket.
We're going to be here for a little while longer. It's 3-2 in the first set to Fally, which is, let me adjust the scoreboard just to immediately change it back. 3-2, no 0-0. I'll say black to blind click, even though it's obvious what's going to happen. Yeah. Wow.
Great first set. Let's see if the second one will deliver as well.
So in all, it's what? Let me think. 5-4 in AxemJinx's favour over the 2 sets. One more best of 5 to decide it.
I wonder if we'll see character switches from anyone. Fally said staying both sets, so I don't expect Fally to switch characters, but Axem might.
Here's a
I tend to
chance.
lose faith in Frost in key moments.
It's happened before,
Nope,
but
sticking
not
it
this
out.
time.
Unfortunately, eats a paralyze and is in the corner. Does not get clocked though. Very nice. Oh, clock eats that basic. Helping out Axem a bit there, and Fally takes the first hit.
Axem goes in, gets the wides with Fally against the wall, and another hit right after with the basic means Fally's on 1 heart, Axem's free. Oh, such good avoiding of the wides by Fally.
Right. Caught up against the ceiling here. Fally's starting to regain screen position, but Axem pushing back. Fally cornered, but rolls right into the clock. This could be the comeback that Fally needs.
It's rough for Axem. Forced away by
Right.
these wides, the basic catches him.
The clock
Avoids
does
the
even it up.
Slow but no clock.
Ooh,
Axem tries to come in but can't with that basic there to catch him. First card to Fally.
Yeah. I think the slows really helped Fally get those basics there.
Yeah.
Prevented Axem from running through them.
Heart of the cards. Doesn't survive long though. Another hit
Alright,
against
Axem's
Fally.
got good screen position. Gets a double hit. Moon manages to buy some space for Fally. Going in for stun probably. Fally reads it and gets out. Oh, another one of these. Reminiscent to the winner set.
Rolling wide.
Ooh.
Stun
Stuns on
wave
the
isn't
moon, not
enough.
good. Gets clocked, and Fally typically does not mess up these setups. Ooh, but the rollout is clutch. Will
Is
Axem be able
gonna
to survive? Gets hit by Toxic.
So that'll be game 1 of the bracket reset to Fally.
Arc Greed? What is Arc Greed?
What's this?
In the chat, Axem said, sorry, Arc Greed annoys me so much. Not necessarily sure what that means. Maybe it means like spamming debuffs? Or trying for clock nonstop? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it could
we
mean
got
greed
a-
on the Frost's end as well, like going for stun waves in unsafe places and
Maybe. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what Axem means by that, but hopefully Axem can manage to stay calm, give us a good set here. But unfortunately is off to a early deficit against Fally in the second game of set 2. Dodges
such a
that
close
clock, but
clock.
unfortunately gets paralyzed. Ooh, nice though. Catches the greedy positioning of Fally. Maybe that's some arc greed staying in the clock. Because you can stun that, as we saw.
Axel can't survive underneath the moon.
Early aggression, Fally escapes. Nice hit. Kept the pressure on. Could go for a stun here, perhaps. Ah, nice. Fally finds a way out the ceiling. The basics. Playing near the bottom of the screen like Fally's doing is a little dangerous because you can't immediately get your moon to help you if you need it. But it's working out so far this game. Walls are starting to close in. It's going to get a bit tougher for passive frost play as the walls close in. Axem will have to start playing more aggressively. And there we go. We see it right there. That can be the double-edged sword of going small walls. While Arc does get better offense, you can also get stunned easier if you go to small walls. Even in the clock right there.
Maybe that's the arc read.
4-1 right now for Axem. Gets hit though with the paralyze, now 3-1. Did not go for the revenge hit stun inside moon, because that would have resulted in a hit. Hit on Axem.
That's by Axem. Rewarded with the white.
Alright, Fally survives the early aggression, starts getting set up. I like these reads on downward movement, but Axem isn't biting. Does manage to get a debuff eventually.
An arrow miss of stun followed by an arrow miss of clock. Axem uses the opportunity to go in.
I believe Fally went through the cards there again. Alright, Axem starting to take some hits. Needs to stay calm. Alright, nice revenge hit.
It's a basic rather than a rise with Fally against the wall.
Gets confused, not ideal. Now just has to kind of exist for a bit.
He was trying to get some hits there. Melee.
Nice wide, but Fally stays still and gets the basic. Up 2-0, one more game to take the tournament.
Oh no. Axem's falling apart a little here. Down to 1 heart already.
Manages to not get clocked. A small victory. Still triple debuff though. Fally going for the melee, a bit of a role reversal in the matchup.
The stun wave is back. Guessing Fally will be more hesitant now.
Yeah, you can't really melee frost if stun waves up. You've got to respect it a lot because it's very fast and makes her invuln.
Right. Oh, but Axem's back in this. 1 heart apiece.
Yeah, even it up quite well.
Oh, the slow is fake. That is huge. Oh, what a good dodge of the basic by Axem.
Commits to the stun, but it doesn't work out. Now Fally's got some breathing room.
This time the slow is real. Oh my gosh.
Ooh, gets caught with the clock again. And Axem makes the comeback. Well played.
Yeah, Axem was in such a tricky position there if he didn't get that hit. Wow.
That time, that's like what Fally's been going for, I think. Tries to go for the clock while microing the basic. Gets it that time, manages to get a clock while standing in basic.
That is extreme. clock interrupted again. Followed
Ooh,
by a
gets hit
second
again.
hit.
Fally falling apart a bit, perhaps. Needs to regain stability. Ark's all about stability. If you get your zone infringed upon, it can sometimes be hard to reset up in time. All right, not punished for that one, but doesn't miss either. Or doesn't hit, that is. Two to two. Oh, 2-1.
No stun wave, so
Fally
Fally
playing-
goes in.
All right, stun's about to come back up. Fally needs to recognize that. All right, Axem's the one to back up. Confused, unfortunately, but could go for the stun. Misses.
Now with Mini and Confuse, Fally's using the opportunity to go in, pressure really hard.
Oh, I thought there was going to be a roll onto wide there, but doesn't quite happen.
The stun wave back, but Paralyze is going to make any approach very difficult.
Oh, the roll got caught by Para, it looks like. Unfortunate.
Wide into stun, classic combo, gets the hit round start against Fally. Tumbles to the second basic. And the clock
and catches
interrupted.
Just one more hit to get on the board in set number 2.
And the clock goes the wrong way. But slow,
Unfortunate.
still.
Backwards clock.
We saw before Axem try and punish the cooldown of clock, but had slow and then get caught by the basic, but not this time. That is a 4 out of perfect cards. Axem's on the board.
All right, this round start not going quite as well as the last one. Unfortunately, Axem takes a hit there. Gets a stun though and does not get hit by Moon. Very decisive movement there.
Yeah, I feel like Axem knows his ranges so well.
Gets clocked, unfortunately. In the clock does not delete the Moon, just barely. That was timed very well by Fally. Gets the wide, turns the tables while debuffed.
Maybe the frame before he was about to get hit by the basic.
Rolls onto a wide, unfortunate. Looking for a stun here, it looks like. Doesn't manage to find the way in.
And Fally's back in a good spot.
That was a very, very close basic. Alright, stun does not occur there. Just gets clocked, and Fally will take the card. One more to win the whole tournament.
Round start wide.
Good round start.
Unfortunate.
Fally thankfully at least got hit inside the Moon, so there was less potential for a revenge hit there. Or not a revenge hit, I guess. We generally say revenge hit when it's the person who gets hit, but the hitter can still use invuln to go for another hit.
Yep. Although cost of vulnerability is less.
Rolls through the gap in Moon. All right, strong lead for Axem. Does not want to lose this yet, and gets a stun. Perfect card.
Another. Could bring it to
Sorry
game
about
5
that.
here. Or game 10 even. Or game 14 even if you want to include winners. Axem wins this.
Nice little basic wall from Fally, but nothing comes of it. Does not get a hit round start. I've been noticing a pattern where the rounds where there's a hit round start from Axem tend to go much better than the ones that don't. Obviously. All right, early lead, 4-2. Walls are still wide open, plenty of room for Frost to get in.
Oh, unfortunate.
4-1.
This be another perfect card, making not a perfect game of course because he lost the first card, but still. Oh wow!
And catches the clock startup to even us up 2-2. Game 15 between these two this tournament.
That's ridiculous.
Axem looking for the reverse 3-0 in the second set of grands. All right, round start aggression. Fally gets out of it. Well played.
Good movements by Axem to avoid the basic though.
Doesn't get paralyzed. Does get confused though. Unfortunate. You gotta watch out for those first couple debuffs.
Oh, this is a terrible spot. But Axem survives somehow.
Not clocked or
Oh
hit.
my gosh!
So,
Axem was
well
in such a
played.
bad position, but somehow he reversed to completely land in the stun. Oh, no debuffs. Wow, what a play.
This is another clock potential here. Yep, gets it. Well played by Fally. Could potentially get a second here as well.
Axem decides to use.
Rival start. Alright, Axem's out of the bad zone. No longer debuffed. Gets out of that clock. Only eats a death toll. Can deal with that.
Probably favourable for Axem. Now the cooldown's gone. Stun wave will be back
Stun's
there.
about to come back up. Fally's watching though. Fally gets out of there the minute Stun's back online.
It's a good thing the cooldown wasn't lying.
Yeah. That sometimes really gets you. Against these characters like Frost and Worm. Uh-oh. Axem went for a stun, missed, and the moon covered the whole screen. We'll have to roll through that moon, but manages it. Stun's about to come back up. Fally recognizes it, gets out, but it's not enough. Some debuffs, but probably the 3 least consequential. Oh, but rolls right into a wide. Fally has the lead. Walls have opened up a bit, though.
Lead is gone. This is a very tough spot for Axem, I'd say. Rolls through. The slow is huge.
Stun. Oh, not quite. Fally gets out, but gets
Doesn't matter.
wided.
Axem takes the fast card of game 14.
No early round hits yet. Axem still going in though. It's not over. Could get a stun here. The basics in Moon managed to drive Axem back. Good defense by Fally. Alright, walls are closing in. This is probably what the arc wants. Axem needs to get in there and gets a hit. Takes a confuse for it though. Gonna have to chill for a minute.
Amara was in place. If it was a moment later, maybe the confused would have had something to say.
Ooh, the back and forth roll. Manages to avoid both the clock and the moon. Well played. Alright, needs to get some stage position back. Fally choosing not to drop the moon allows Axem to get right up in his face. Has to use clock defensively, so this is a good opportunity for some aggression. Unfortunately, Axem will bonk the wide.
Some caught in his movement. That's a very good
And
stun.
lands the stun.
Just one heart now.
Axem's almost got this. Just needs to go in and gets the stun.
It's not.
Chokes it. Could have got it. Just had to stand still and press it, then roll second, but just chose to roll first. Hopefully Axem does not come to regret that.
Down to
Takes
2
a hit.
hearts. There it
Goes
is.
in and gets it. Axem will take it.
The reverse 3-0 to stop the 5 in a row for Fally. That is Axem winning his second ATM. His finger slipped on the stun punish, but it didn't matter. That's it. Wow. That is ridiculous. What a win by Axem. What an amazing set. 14 games of that. What a treat. Wow.
That was some high-level Frost arc for sure.
Yeah. I'm so glad we have such a high level arc that plays regularly now. We never used to get to see stuff like that. Wow. So there's your final bracket. We'll get the results screen up in a moment. Okay, I'll DM the results to you. And do you want to take turns reading them? Or...
Me?
Yep.
I mean, I can see the results just from the bracket.
I guess that's true.
It's on stream right now, and I also have it pulled up. So yeah, I'll read them out in turns with you if you like.
Okay. So 7th place we got... Well, I'll go first.
You want me to start, or do you want to start?
I can start if you want.
Yep, go for it.
Okay, so in 7th place we have PuddleDuck 15. A new Red Hood player. who beat Vez
Also in 7th
actually.
place.
Pretty good win
Yeah.
over Vez and managed to get 7th with a bit of a run in losers.
Also in 7th place, we have familiar face Celie, who in winners beat Tonar, then lost to Itu, beat Verz in losers, and then lost to Hunter.
And in 5th shared we have Aldy, who got upset by a very good run from Hunter in winners round 1, but still managed quite a run through losers, beating PuddleDuck and ALittleBean, also known as Haxentrick.
Also in 5th place, we have Feather, who beat PuddleDuck in winners and then lost to Axem and then got upset by Hunter in losers.
And in sole 4th place we have Itu322, constant tournament player. Went on a bit of a run in winners, beating Celie and Pizza Melon, a new player who I don't think we got to see today, unfortunate, before losing to Fally and Hunter in a really great set.
And in 3rd place, we have our incredible up-and-coming new player Hunter, who beat Aldy in winners, then lost to Fally, and then on a massive losers run, beating Miss Me, Celie, Feather, and Itu before falling once again to Fally in losers finals.
And in 2nd place we have the one who stopped Hunter twice, in fact double eliminating them, Fally, who went through Itu as well before going through a ridiculous 14 game set with AxemJinx. That's it.
And in 1st place, we have, winning I believe his 2nd ATM, AxemJinx defeating ALittleBean and then Feather and then Fally in winners before losing to Fally in set number 1 of Grands and then winning the 2nd set to secure the tournament.
Okay, so hopefully all, thank you everyone for coming. I had a fun time as I usually do. There'll be another one in 2 weeks on Sunday, hosted again by me. There'll be some announcements at the end of that one. You might be able to imagine what that's about, but for now that will be the end. Thank you all for coming.
Bye everyone.
Okay, I press stop stream.